Our next guest's words spread incredibly wide, creating fractures across the football scene with his controversial commentary and his strong stances. His eloquent way with words and his ability to paint a picture like no other in this industry has seen him amass over 370,000 subscribers and garner over 100 million views on his YouTube channel. From Kilburn to Hampstead, from Doctor Who to EastEnders, in a polo, summer shorts, and a smart pair of loafers, ladies and gentlemen, it's Rory Jennings.
That's incredible. That's incredibly kind. Thank you so much, mate.
Absolute pleasure to have you on, honestly.
Mate,
How are you, bro?
What kind words? That's really meaneful, mate. Thank you.
It's a real tongue twister.
No,
I've
mate,
created a complication for myself, honestly, with the intro.
Yeah, your introductions are becoming a work of art, mate. People are going to be looking forward to them. No, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
A pleasure.
I'm fairly intimidated, primarily because I've got a terrible feeling, and I'd like to apologise to everybody listening. I think this could be quite underwhelming.
No.
I watched Troopz' episode of this, and I honestly think it was one of the most brilliant and wild and unpredictable podcasts I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I just can't believe it. Honestly, I tuned in because I wanted to get a bit of a flavour of what we were going to do together. I thought, let's see the setup.
Yeah.
Let's see what I'm stepping into. And I went into it thinking, I'm going to watch 4 minutes max of this.
Mm. You watched it more?
It was flammable, wasn't it? It was
You
like,
watched
it's like,
more?
I can't turn this off. I'm like, I can't turn this off. And I don't have any of that. I certainly don't have the aura. The hood ain't backing me. I don't know what I don't know what I'm bringing to this.
I nearly cried in that episode.
Mate, it was
I nearly teared up at that part. He mentions his nan.
Yeah, that's powerful.
And then I almost went as well. And I was like, this is a real deep. But bro, I've done my due diligence. Your episode is going to be a treat. I know you don't think so, but I'm convincing you and telling you it's factual.
Okay. Well, I'm
it
looking
will
forward
be.
to it.
First of all, before we get into it, I'm being introduced into this lovely drink that you recommended.
Cheers, sir.
Cheers to you, brother. What is this? Like, I've never had this before.
It's just a lovely drink, kombucha. You know, you're very kind. You get the orders in, and I noticed Troopz got the Hennessy in.
Yeah.
I went for the kombucha, which I'm already appalled at myself. I don't even like the person that I am. Who knows after kombucha? You can have any drink, any drink you like.
Yeah.
Kombucha, ginger, please. Yes, and a green tea.
When I seen how cheap your order was, I was like, this guy's lovely with it. You know what I mean? But obviously, when I go to yours for our recordings, I always have a tea as well.
You're very kind,
very
man.
homely, so it's very enjoyable.
Thank you.
I have the green tea here. Whether or not I've done it correctly, I do not know. I was like, do I boil the water in a pot? Do I kettle it? I didn't want to mess up the leaves.
No, mate,
I got a big headache about it.
Mate,
it's probably the most nerve-wracking thing about it.
No, don't you worry. You made an ambient tea. That is absolutely perfect.
So anytime you want to pour that, go for it. But
thank you.
Let's start with your show and tell, because I know you've brought
Yeah,
a
mate,
few
I've
things.
got two things to show you. Something that I did quite recently. We'll start with this. It's my wedding ring, but you'll see there are 3. I've had 3 tiny little diamonds in there.
Oh, lovely.
Just recently placed.
And this for your children?
And wife.
And wife. Oh, it's 2 kids and a wife.
2 kids
yeah.
and a wife.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
So,
and are you planning on having any more children?
No.
You're going to go all the way around?
Mate, I'm so excited for a vasectomy. It's crazy. It's so
really?
difficult. So that's the reason why I can show you, I can get a close up.
Yeah.
The reason why I've had those put in, I think that my life kind of it kind of only really began when I had children. Only in terms of knowing who I was, in terms of feeling like I had a purpose, in terms of having any sort of work ethic. I didn't really have anything before children.
Yeah.
And that kind of changed with my wife. I've always been incredibly lucky with the support. Like my mum and grandmother have always been incredibly important to me and have pledged total unilateral support to everything I've done. But that comes with its problems, weirdly. That comes with its problems. So, for example, when I was very young and I said to my mum, I want to be an actor. My mum went, yeah, all right. I'll do everything I can to make that happen.
There was no back and forth
Whereas
about it.
Realistically, it's such an unpredictable industry.
Yeah.
It's an industry lacking in meritocracy. It's not a sensible decision.
Yeah.
So whilst my mum was incredibly supportive, I thank her every day of my life. It came with its problems. Whereas as soon as I had children, maybe when I got married, although I was still a little bit all over the place, but certainly when I had children, that's when I found myself.
It gave you that purpose, that
clarity,
drive,
total
motivation.
clarity.
Like, if I don't pull my finger out my arse, basically, this family may fall apart, and you can't have that on your shoulders.
Correct. I mean, when my oldest daughter, who just turned 7, a couple of days ago turned 7. When she was born, we lived in a little flat in the borough of Camden. I was unemployed, like genuine, like actually unemployed. My wife was working, but obviously wasn't working because we just had a baby. And I didn't really know what I was going to do. Like that was the January of 2019.
Yeah.
By the November of 2020, we'd moved. No, that's not right. By the November of 2021, we'd moved.
Okay.
We'd got out of the flat.
Yeah.
And the day that she was born, we were in the flat. We just didn't think there was a way out. Like we're in a 1-bedroom flat. We've got a baby. I'm unemployed. My wife can't work. Pressure was on. Almost that day, there was something lit within.
Yeah.
So like I had these things put, and the 3 little tiny diamonds that I've had put in here represents my wife and my 2 children, or it represents my mum, my nan. Like it's just kind of it's just
meanings.
kind of it's something that I just had done recently.
You can look at and say, "This is why I get out of bed every morning."
Every time you got the 3 little reminders.
Yeah.
So that's something, and it's totally inspirational.
Do you know what's fascinating, right, about us even sitting here at this point right now, is there was a time prior to when I got to know you better, and I've obviously been to your house now, we've recorded together, you've done Back Your Chat, Big Six, like Olivia I know very well, Turkish.
No, you're a mate.
Rory's lovely.
You're a mate.
Rory's lovely, but I didn't know you prior. Maybe because I couldn't relate to you. It was actually this part of your life in COVID where you did a podcast or you spoke on this. And you should never judge people based upon the internet because you don't know them. But I thought Rory's well off. He's incredibly well spoken. You know, he's probably very wealthy and he's good. And then I couldn't relate, right? Because I certainly wasn't. And then I heard you speak on your troubles, and you spoke on the fact that you are unemployed and that you were struggling and that you were dealing with the pressures of raising a young family and having to go back to the drawing board and really dig deep and find something within you. And that is the moment where not only did I send that apology to you,
mate, I heard that recently.
I don't mind playing that.
I heard that recently.
Because I'm so glad you've almost started with this section, because I wasn't going to start with it. But this podcast, funnily, whether people believe it or not, this podcast is actually about bringing our space together a bit more, or opening up the wounds and then healing, and getting it all out on the table. There was a time where you had me blocked because I'd gone at you so much over the years.
You didn't like me.
On Chelsea Twitter because I didn't like you.
No, you didn't.
Or your opinions.
No.
And then I also thought, I also can't relate to him because I think he's just a posh boy who's just, he's just living his best life. And I'm down here in the dumps and he's just, you know, me and him are disagreeing, but it's all over opinions, football. It's not even that deep. You've never disrespected me. That's what I had to come to terms with and learn and grow as a young adult in my young 20s and then to where we are now. Rory's never disrespected me. He's never been rude to me. We've never met him. Yeah. Why are you so entrenched on Twitter?
It's amazing, isn't it? It's actually, when you say it like that, it's actually amazing. Like the passion and the vitriol. You're like, you don't know anything about the person. Yeah. But no, do you know, I messaged you recently. I got in touch with Turkish. I got in touch with Turkish to get your number. I can't even think why. It must have been to try and get you on my channel. Yeah. And he sent me your number and I went to message you. And there was a voice note from you. From, when is it?
So 2021, and it was on Christmas Day.
You sent it on Christmas Day 2021.
So I'm gonna play it because I want people to hear. I don't want to be here telling people, "Oh, please make up," but I don't show that I actually, you know what I mean. So I had to go back to the drawing board. People, let me play this.
Yo, Rory, it's Matisse. I know you're probably thinking, how the hell is this brother geezer on my phone? Don't worry.
How did I get your number?
If you don't respond to this, I'll delete your number and keep it moving. But I just wanted to reach out and say, listen, I'm watching the True Geordie podcast now, and that story that you told about, you know, being on the brink and, you know, having to rob the bottle of water and whatnot. I must admit, I had the wrong perception of you from that point of view. I always thought you were quite a privileged guy and you always had it together and everything was sweet. But that story was very, very touching. As a fellow YouTuber who's climbing up, you know what I'm saying, on 20k subs, and at times it's a struggle. I just want to reach out and say big up for talking about that, because that was really, really touching. I know we haven't always seen eye to eye on Twitter. At the moment, you've got me blocked. God knows if this number will get blocked, but I thought I'll reach out and give it a try anyway, because I know I'm not going to get through to you on any other socials. And we haven't always agreed with the whole Sarri thing and everything like that, but and definitely I did enjoy trolling you back then and whatnot. But as a man, I just thought I'd reach out, especially on Christmas as well, and say that, listen, first of all, big up for talking about that story. It was very touching. And also, I completely agree with you with the 2 penises thing. That was spot on.
I don't remember that.
Do you know what I'm saying? I completely agree on the threesome thing. And just congratulations on all your success. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we haven't always got along. You're probably shocked I'm even sending you this, but I'm really happy for you and your family, man, that you've got to a point now where you're blessing them and you're looking after them and whatnot. Just from a human perspective, I'm happy to hear that you're good. So big up yourself, and yeah, man, in a bit.
It's a kind message.
Mad.
It's a really kind message.
4 years have gone by. Well, yeah, very quickly.
I know. And you think from where we once were. Obviously, yeah, you didn't like me. I think there was actually a moment where a lot of Chelsea fans, like you, potentially one of them, were trying to actually get my channel removed from you. Do you ever remember that?
Not that far. Not for me.
No, you're not part of that. Was a thing.
But I did. I don't know if what it was. Was it jealousy? People, when they see you on massive platforms and you're growing and you're trying to rise up and you're thinking, I don't agree with any of these opinions, these stances. How is this guy on here? But then I think to myself, and now my perspective is we may still disagree on some things. We've done great debates at your house now, and the episodes are actually always really good because our back and forth is brilliant. But if you don't agree with someone, the best thing to be able to do is to debate them and to go back and forth with them and share that kind of domain where you say your piece, I say my piece, and then the comments get an incredible piece of content.
This is interesting, right? And I don't know if this is it's kind of reflective of what's going on in society. A lot of the people I follow on social media, a lot of the stuff I watch on social media or on YouTube, I actually don't agree with the person who's speaking.
Yeah.
A lot of the people who I most chime with, I don't necessarily share their opinions. But I don't know if it's generational. I feel like people of my age are very happy to disagree with people, but be good mates. So I never really liked Maurizio Sarri. I didn't like his conduct. I didn't think that he loved Chelsea. I found the way that he gave away his winner's medal to former support was really out of order. And I don't look at Sarri as a great. You potentially do. Who cares? Like me and you, me and you can share a kombucha. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Whereas I do think that there is this thing in perhaps younger people where if you do disagree on Sarri, you cannot be mates. Like you don't see the world the same way as me. Therefore, we're not friends.
Yeah.
And I don't really know. I don't really know where that's come from. And you know, like your natural. It's interesting because it's also very interesting for me to hear your kind of natural. Your natural approach to me was, I don't like this bloke because he strikes me as being privileged. He strikes me as being something that doesn't relate to me. Perhaps I can take some responsibility here. I'm not always open to other opinions. I can be condescending. I should perhaps be a little bit more aware of the way I phrase things. And I need to do better on that. There's no doubt I do. I can be incredibly dismissive of opinions that I don't like. I can be incredibly dismissive of people who I don't like, and it's not always a good thing. The way that I've spoken about Gareth Southgate in my life, I regret possibly, although maybe not, gone a little bit harsh on Liam Rossini or something.
That was a recent clip that went around, and everybody's like, "This is really personal."
Yeah, but people are so. Okay, I nearly did it again. People are so dumb. Do you know that Rossini clip? Do you know why? Do you know? We'll cover that really quickly. Right? Yeah. Do you know why that Rossini clip? Everybody said I called him thick. I didn't.
You didn't.
I didn't. It's like I nearly put out a clarification. I was just like, I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
I say that he is a thick person's idea of what a clever person is. At no point did I call Liam Rossini a thick. They're very different things.
That's a lot for some people to take.
They're very different things.
Yeah.
If I said Liam Rossini is thick, that's completely different to me saying a thick person would think that he's a really clever person.
Yeah.
They're very different.
Yeah.
But look, I can definitely take a share of the responsibility because I can be condescending and I can be opinionated, and that's why I talk about football. But that doesn't mean I don't want to hear your opinion.
Yeah.
In terms of the privilege thing, it is really funny. It's really funny. And again, I don't know if it's generational. Do you know, you'll be able to give me some insight here, but when I was young, everybody that was my generation, literally everybody, they wanted to be rich.
Yeah.
And they wanted to make money.
Yeah.
And it wasn't seen as something that you shouldn't want to do. It wasn't seen as like a dirty word. It was seen as like aspirational.
Yeah.
And all the music we would listen to would chime with that. So Solid, do it, got to make money today, do it, right? That was the thing. Dizzy Rascals going, but I want houses and I want cars. Soul Split versus Anna. So everyone is, I want cars, I want houses, I want money, that was what we grew up with.
Yeah.
So, you know, where I grew up in Kilburn, in an estate called Watling Gardens Estate, which is on Shoot Up Hill. Anyone that kind of knows North West London, they're 3 massive tower blocks that's now become 5 since I was a kid. And it's about as inner city, urban. It's about as in that world as you can be.
Yeah, absolutely.
I lived on the 6th floor with my nan.
Yeah.
All the kids from the estate, they find it so funny. Like, you know, this Tory Rory thing.
Yeah.
It's like all of us wanted to be Tory. Like, we wanted that.
Yeah.
We wanted to get out of the estate. We wanted to make money. We wanted to have a nice car. We wanted to have a
Walk
nice
down
house.
the King's Road and go
Yeah,
shopping.
mate.
And
And even when you didn't have any money, you still
had a
went down the
presence.
King's Road with...
Yeah, you had a presence about you.
Yeah, and so that's kind of what I wanted. Whereas again, you'll have to give me the insight here, Matisse. I feel like people a bit younger, they don't necessarily have that aspiration. They see being wealthy or the pursuit of wealth as being like a real negative.
It's strange. I think people these days, they seem to look down upon people who are trying to make money or trying to take their financial status from here to here.
Yeah.
For instance, if you're running like an ad, right, on your channel, you might get some criticism. Sold out. I'm like, I don't want you to pay.
Yeah.
This is free
It's
content for
completely
you.
free.
I want you to, I don't need your super chats. I don't want to be dependent.
Yeah.
I just want you to watch the content at its highest quality because that's something that I take a lot of pride in. And to get to that point of the highest quality and the best guests and the evolution of my career to almost inspire but also keep myself motivated, I have to make money. Of
course.
And I don't want to be ashamed
But
of,
it's
of
weird.
that. I almost want to encourage that. Like, yeah, go and get your money. In any other industry, you're trying to move up the ladder at work. You're trying to make more money. You're trying to get promotions. You're trying to achieve something. You're trying to buy a house. You're trying to buy a car. I think this country in particular, and I don't know if you agree, it's almost like you should remain at your
think,
station, at your level. Whereas in America, it's really heavily commercialized.
Yeah, there is definitely...
really big on like making money, entrepreneurial spirit kind of. I don't know. Over here, it seems like you're getting out of line. You're out of your box.
Yes, I think there is that. I think there is. But that's why, you know, the kind of Tory Rory thing, people say that. It's always been funny to me. It's always, and look, to be totally frank with you, I've now, touch wood, thank God, right? The wolf's not at the door. Thank God.
Yeah.
But to say that it was then, like the man that you knew, the man that you didn't like, the man that you thought had that, it's so funny. Like what I had, I guess, and this is where, again, I have to just be ever grateful to my mum. If you lived where I lived, you basically went to, there's a school called Hampstead in Cricklewood, there's a school called Queen's Park Community School in Queen's Park. They're kind of the 2 schools from my flats that you went to.
Yeah.
The girls would have probably gone to the convent in Holston. That's pretty much where people went. I didn't. So what I did, and this is thanks to my mum, this is how long ago it was. It was a Tory government then.
Okay.
They ran this thing called an assisted place, which was for single parent families to send their kids to a school that perhaps they couldn't. I did that. So I went to a theatre school in Marylebone, like Lisson Grove, Edgware Road.
Yeah.
I went to a theatre school there. And so the reason why, perhaps, maybe it's the language, maybe, you know, the fact that I have my hair done and whatever, right, is maybe why you saw me in that light.
Yeah.
Then the way I would dress, I would always dress kind of aspirationally. And then maybe the language.
Put your best foot forward.
Yeah, then maybe the language.
As you should.
That's what my mum always used, because I was small as well. My mum always used to go peacock, you know, let them know you're there. Go to any club you want. Go, like when I was young, I was young, it's funky, but whatever. You go.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how much you go.
Yeah.
But I went to a theatre school, which I think may be why my language is different.
was going to ask, because was it grammar school? Was it elocution
No, it was theatre
lessons?
school. It was a school called Sylvia Young.
Okay.
It was a school called
You
Sylvia
do
Young.
describe, and like I said in the intro,
It was a
paint
lovely,
the picture
kind introduction.
incredibly well. Sometimes I'll see your reviews or your videos, and you will just literally articulate and speak a language that I'm not even familiar with. Sometimes I'm like, I might have to Google that.
Mate,
word.
that's
And actually, I have pictures for you as well, and we're starting with the first picture.
wow.
Because as you spoke on your mum and your nan, you rang me the other day because I don't know what I was doing. I was on the way to yours, or we was making plans, and you was in Kilburn, and you was
My nan
your
leaning
was
out
up
the window. Yeah.
and I was just like, this guy is a legend.
Yeah, she's still there. Yeah. My nan
was
lives
so
on
lovely.
the high road still. Do
Yeah.
you know, like, which is that's an amazing picture. God, I remember that was a Mother's Day. It's me, my mum, my nan. But you see, that team, it's been that. Like, I'm back in touch with my dad now.
Okay.
Me and my dad now. My dad had a heart attack about 10 years ago, and that resurrected a relationship.
Yeah.
And I see him a lot. Again, there's a pub that I can go to and see him on a regular basis. He's a good granddad to my children.
Yeah.
And he's a very good dad to me now.
Yeah.
It hasn't always been that way. And there was a time when I was quite resentful, and it's so not how I feel now.
Yeah.
But I love him a lot now. He is most certainly doing his best now. But he was a man that had demons, and possibly still does, the gambling. But he's a first generation Irish bloke from Kilburn. Like,
Yeah.
it kind of goes that way. I'm kind of aware of his limitations.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my crew and my gang. That's it. Yeah. So that's what I mean by the ring. You know, sometimes it's my wife and my two kids,
And sometimes
it's that. Man.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
and my nan now is not well. So she lives in sheltered accommodation, which overlooks like everybody. If you know the Kilburn Irish, it's just like
I've been down. Yeah.
yeah,
I've been,
right. Yeah. There's a pub called the North London Tavern just by that, and she's 93.
Oh.
But she was like, so I lived at her flat.
Yeah.
And do you know what? In the flats in Watling Gardens, you go to get out of the lift, and there's four flats per floor.
Yeah.
My great nan, so my nan's mum had one, and then my nan had the other. And so one's a 1 bed, one's a 2 bed.
Yeah.
We put a carpet down so that you could kind of link the two flats. And then obviously, because my nan had the 2 bed, I was in with my nan, and my great nan died. My mum went in the one.
Okay.
So it was always us three. My nan was just incredible. And do you know what I feel quite a lot of shame over? Again, I don't know if anyone can empathise with this. Our Troopz spoke like really, really articulately and poignantly about his grandmother.
Yeah.
And a lot of it chimed with the way I see his situation. But you know, when I was young, and I'm not proud of this at all, my granddad was a drunk. And I remember playing out in the flat. Do you know what I can remember so vividly? I remember playing out in the flats, and a cab would pull up, and I knew my granddad would get out of it drunk, really drunk.
Oh, really?
And be loud. And I always used to say to everyone, lads, let's go round the back. Like, let's get away. Because I know
Okay.
he's going to start shouting about, and it's going to
almost
be
embarrass you,
embarrassing.
yeah.
He's going to fall out the cab, you know.
Yeah.
But my nan would always just deal with it all. But there was a time, like, my nan would come to things. You know, if there was like a school play,
Yeah.
my nan would come. My mum be work, my nan would come.
That's why you're so close.
So close. But then, do you know what I remember? I've caught myself on this, but like, I used to be a bit embarrassed. I used to be like, I remember saying a mad thing, like, my mum's in America. Like, mum was never in America. You know, it was like,
Yeah.
I used to be like, why is it always my nan? And
You're trying
I'm
to cover
so
for her.
ashamed of that now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of so proud of being a nan kid, and my relationship, my nan it does genuinely mean the world to me. She was, her and my mum, the support that they provided, it was just flawless, like absolutely flawless. My dad was different. Do you know what I can do? I remember.
When did your dad leave your life?
Mate, day one.
Day one. Okay.
Day one. Yeah.
Because we have a lot of similarities. Mine left my life probably around age 6 or 7, maybe, or 8. And then,
do you remember him there though? Was he there? Do you remember him going?
I remember him being there in my early years, but I do remember the day where he dropped me off at home, and I was like, that's the last time I'm going to see him, because he's been kicked out and he's no longer with my mum. So I was like, but I actually never resented him when I met him all those years later.
I had resentment older.
But the similarity we share is your stepdad got you into Chelsea,
Yeah.
and my stepdad got me into Chelsea as well, and took me to the game.
Yeah.
After a few championship lower cost, the Valley.
Yeah.
Do you actually like this?
Yeah.
Then we'll take you to the big leagues.
To the bridge, yeah.
And then bang, you're in there.
Yeah.
The Liquidators playing. blue flags flying.
Yeah,
high.
yeah,
What
yeah.
age were you at that point, maybe?
When I really got into going over to Chelsea, I was about 8 or 9. I think.
Yeah.
I was about
My
8
first
or
game
9.
was 10, yeah. So, yeah, similar.
That was the time when I really got into it. Yeah, do you know, it's actually very funny. I heard Olivia Bazaglo talking. I think she was interviewing Glenn Hoddle about coming into Chelsea. And she said openly in the thing, she's like, I have no recollection of this whatsoever. I wasn't born.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa. I remember Hoddle's appointment. I kind of remember the Ian Porterfield. Ian Porterfield would have been the first manager that I was aware of. But it would have been, I'd say like the first thing that I remember we beat Liverpool in a game that I can really remember. It would have been maybe 94, 95, something, 94, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe 93, 94. And we beat Liverpool 1-0. A bloke called Neil Shipley scored. You don't know who that is. Do you know Neil Shipley?
I think I've heard the name, but I do
Played
not.
for Chelsea.
Yeah,
he
do not
came
know
through
him.
at Chelsea, like Crystal Palace player as well, I think. Not particularly good player, not particularly bad player, but we beat Liverpool 1-0 and the ball never crossed the line. That's kind of I remember being at the game and I remember being totally hooked. Yeah. Like immediately. Yeah. I remember just kind of thinking, gosh, this is me. Yeah. You know,
it's your life.
Yeah, this is my life. I felt part of something. I think football can be spiritual like that. I honestly do. I think, particularly for somebody like me who was a little bit lost in as much as my dad was, I just slightly
As a
lost.
kid, were you introverted or was you?
No, I was flash.
Oh, okay.
I was flash.
Yeah.
But a lot of it was born out of perhaps anxiety, perhaps.
Okay.
Perhaps I wasn't an anxious kid. I was a very happy kid. And this is the thing, like, when people talk about, say, estates and that, I don't know what they're like now. Yeah. I hear that they're not great. Yeah. But when I grew up in my flats, I think it was brilliant. I had so many mates that I could call on. We would go over to another estate called Sidings. We'd go over to that estate. We'd use their pitch. They had an amazing pitch. We had a little cage. They had an amazing pitch. We'd go over there. And it was all nice. Like, it genuinely was. It was like a nice upbringing. My life was nice as a kid. It wasn't flush, but it was nice. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't really belong anywhere. Like, I didn't have a belonging until football. And then at Stamford Bridge, it was just, honestly, it was like immediate purpose, belonging, community. Yeah. And I quite enjoyed everything about it. The robust quality, the slightly aggressive quality. It just struck a chord.
Ticks a lot of boxes.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you know,
and that's leads you on to your second show and tell.
Show and tell.
Yeah.
Do you know this? It's a scarf that we got for the cup, the 2000 cup final, right? But what this represents for me, it's kind of everything that badge is. It's an ugly badge. It's a badge that doesn't chime with a lot of Chelsea fans, right? It shouldn't have ever really been our badge. Yeah. But for me, that was kind of my badge, kind of my formative years. Yeah. And like the game that will always be for me is we played Liverpool in the cup. We obviously went 25 years without a trophy. And we beat Liverpool 4-2, 2-0 down at half-time, beat them 4-2. Vialli scored a couple. Mark Hughes came on. Like, if anyone ever, you've got to help me on this. You've got to help me. Yeah. If you ever hear anybody, Chelsea fans, perhaps not give Mark Hughes the recognition. Yeah. Like, Mark Hughes, one of Chelsea's best ever strikers. Yeah. And his performance that day, it was just unbelievable. But the atmosphere in this game in 97, 25 years without a trophy, Liverpool in the third round of the cup. Liverpool were brilliant. Fowler, Collymore, good team. Yeah. And we knocked them out of the cup and suddenly you thought we're going to win the cup. That entire cup run, we played Wimbledon at Highbury. Zola scored that goal, back heel. It's around Chris Perry.
Bonkers finish.
Yeah, there was a dive from Erland Johnson. We beat Leicester in the next round. LeBoeuf scored a penalty, but it was a dive from Erland Johnson. And I would honestly say that cup run, that was me. Like, I was just completely and utterly. Then it was season ticket. Then it was like going all.
And
the
just
time.
progressively gets more obsessive from
begging
there.
to go. Yeah. Absolutely begging to go. I remember my stepdad, he was a cab driver. Yeah. He went to Stockholm. We won in Stockholm against Stuttgart in the Rosunda. And he didn't take me. And to this day, I'm a little bit, like,
you're still looking at him
like
side-eye.
14 years old. He's going to go with a load of mates, going to go boozing there. I was like, how? I'm a good guy, man. Why are you? I'm good company. Why are you not taking me?
That's mad. Did you ever call your stepdad's dad?
No,
you didn't. Okay.
Always Eddie.
I never did it either.
No, always Eddie.
Yeah.
Always Eddie.
That was a line that just couldn't be crossed.
Yeah.
He was.
But he was
a great father figure for you.
he was phenomenal on one level.
Okay.
He exposed me to a world that perhaps he introduced me to a world that I will not take my children to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rough pubs, and rough people, and away games not always behaving as people should.
Yeah, yeah.
But he gave me an insight into what Chelsea is. He gave me an insight into like real Chelsea, following Chelsea, understanding the culture of the club, understanding what it means to be a football fan in the modern day. And he's a good man.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
And that's the base level of everything.
He's a good man, like all of us, flaws.
Everyone's got their flaws.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's a good
Exactly. So you mentioned earlier about your acting. So that was something that was a dream from day one.
Yeah.
You know where this is going, Rory. Because I have to do my due diligence.
Yeah, what have you done? What have you found?
I was researching all of yesterday. Last night, my girlfriend's, we're lying in bed. We're going through all of the data.
Yeah.
The analytics, the science of it all. And we're thinking, this guy, he said to me his life was going to be boring. That this wasn't going to be good, bro. What you've done in your acting, I know it's cameos and whatnot, but from my perspective, someone that, obviously I'm doing content creation, we're in front of camera, but I never did drama, I never did acting, I never was even that, bold in terms of being in front of people and speaking and doing lines and rehearsing. Some of these photos, bro, from EastEnders.
What have you got, EastEnders?
So EastEnders, obviously.
Did you ever see that? When somebody put Maurizio Sarri's face there? Have you ever
that
seen
was the meme. And do you know what's so funny?
Was it you?
No. I didn't know how to make memes, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Do you know what's so brilliant about these, right? I actually watched the segment of EastEnders.
Ian Bill.
So you, Ian Bill, Max as well.
Yeah,
This is it. The character that you played wasn't the most glamorous character, that's for sure.
No, I had a gun. I was
you had a gun.
Dixon.
You got arrested in the end.
Yeah. I'm still in prison now.
Yeah.
I'm in Nick in Walford.
And also a bit of Doctor Who as well.
Totally Doctor Who. Oh my God. Yeah, that was like a spin-off show. Yeah. That was a spin-off show. So you do the show and then there was like a kids show that you know, on CBBC or whatever.
Yeah.
And I went and did that.
No,
I loved it. I loved the acting. It was an amazing world. It was an amazing time. I went to Sylvia Young. I had some like outrageously talented kids in my class. Amy Winehouse was in my class.
What?
Amy Winehouse was
in
my
your
class.
Yeah. That is
Amy Winehouse was in my class.
mad.
Billy Piper had left, but Billy Piper was in that class. Wow. It was that.
That's a high level.
Matt from Busted.
So how did you get into that school and to be alongside?
Through that thing of the assisted place. You remember I said...
Yeah, but you...
So it was... I
wanted
to go.
Yeah.
I wanted to go. You audition, you sit effectively an exam, and then it's a fee-paying school.
Yeah.
Unless you legitimately, if your parents... I was from a single-parent family. There was a scheme that I don't think exists anymore. It was a scheme called an assisted place. That scheme, I think maybe the government subsidised the fees. So that scheme put me into the school.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing. Absolutely, honestly amazing. Kind of like a life-changing experience. Stage schools, they're interesting. They're not... My daughter won't go to a stage school.
Yeah.
But it was right for me. It was right for me. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed... It was an amazing experience, right? So on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you go to school as if it's your school. Like, you wear a shirt and tie.
Yeah.
You sit down and you do French, then you do maths. And then on a Thursday and Friday, you put your tracksuit on and you go to school and you don't do French and maths. Your first lesson will be ballet. Your second lesson will be drama. Your third lesson will be singing.
Yeah.
It's an amazing... And ballet at the time, again, I'm slightly embarrassed by this. I used to find ballet incredibly emasculating. I was like, I'm not doing ballet.
Feels very feminine.
All it was. Yeah, no, and it is, of course. It's an effeminate art. But for boys who aren't going to be ballet dancers, it's just strength.
Yeah.
You're just doing planks. You're just picking up things that are heavy.
It's true.
It was just strength classes.
It's balance.
Yeah, it's balance. It's balance. It's power. It's strength. So that's what you were doing on a Thursday and Friday.
That's mad.
Which was, mad. Mad because obviously I'm going back to my flats and my mates. And look, not all the kids at stage school are privileged either.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that at all. It's a real balance. But I was going back to my flats and obviously like the kids there, they're either at Queen's Park Community School. They're going, what the hell is going on? Why why is your homework a tap routine? It's like,
yeah. That's true. They must have been so confused, so baffled as to what was going on.
It's funny because not anymore. I don't like. I think it would be ridiculous for me now to present myself as being the geezer out of London, the geezer out of Kilburn. Like, it'd be mental. But what I did have for my entire upbringing was kind of like a foot in two camps.
Solid foundations.
It was like, kind of, I could.
You lived in the real world.
I would go in any of the pubs down the Kilburn High Road and bump into my dad.
Yeah.
But equally, I would go to school and then I would have an audition for James and the Giant Peach, which was going to be a Hollywood film.
Yeah.
The two things it was like a really weird collision of worlds.
A lad's lad, but then also like.
Yeah. But you see, it was only football for me.
Yeah.
This was the thing. All I ever wanted to do was go to football. All I ever, like that came.
Precedent over the acting.
Everything.
Oh, really?
Everything. In quite a destructive way, actually.
Really?
Not destructive is probably too strong a word, but in quite a dominating way. In quite a dominating way. There were moments when I would prioritise going to football over almost anything. It was like, I knew someone. There was a kid from around my way who was very good at football. His name was Charlie Mapes, and he was at Tottenham.
Yeah.
He's an Arsenal fan. His brother's called George, like a homage to Charlie George.
Yeah.
But it's a very Arsenal family, but he played for Tottenham. He could get tickets because he played. I somehow, via his dad was a cab driver, my stepdad was a cab driver, got us tickets to go 6-1 at White Hart Lane.
Yeah.
Tory Rory flows.
Yeah.
They got us tickets for that. And I think the game must have been on a Sunday. On the Monday, I had a big audition for something. I should have been learning those lines and I just wasn't. I was like, I'm going to this game. It's worth it, obviously. It was 6-1 at the lane. I had to go.
You got your money's worth.
But I would prioritise going to the football over almost anything. I'd prioritise playing football over almost anything.
That's mad. Because when I'm seeing you in these scenes with these massive actors, and I don't know how insane that must have felt for you to be amongst generational, legendary staples in English TV.
It was a great life. Being an actor.
Yeah.
If you're an actor who's working, I think it's one of the best jobs that you can have. For arguably the best, right? Footballer, actor, they're kind of interchangeable. YouTuber, if you're...
I think so now, yeah.
I think, I saw a poll. If you ask children what they want to be, through the 90s, it was a rock star. They want to be Liam Gallagher.
Yeah.
Through the 2000s, the 2010s, it was footballer. They want to be Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I think now they want to be KSI.
I think the freedom that we have in our schedules and the creative freedom as well.
Yeah.
To literally do whatever we want to do, whenever we want to do it, Monday to Sunday. You can't get that in any other field.
No.
You can't get that in acting, where you got to be on shoots for 12 hours or 15 hours, learn lines, take orders from directors. Maybe your creative freedom is not really in your control. The hardship that I've heard you speak about with acting in terms of not having the role
this is the problem.
as well.
It's the best job in the world.
When you have it.
Yeah. If you are a jobbing actor, like, and whoever your go-to is, if you're Daniel Kaluuya, right, you are living a dream, an absolute dream, and well-deserved, right?
Yeah.
Great guy, great actor, certainly deserves it. If you are any of that kind of level actor, you're having a fantastic time.
Yeah.
It's the job in actors, man. It's the job in actors when you're not working, when you're not earning, when you're auditioning and you're constantly being rejected, when you're not getting in the room, when you see a part go up and you think, I'll be great at that, and then you're not in the room. You can't get in. Your agent can't get you in.
Yeah.
It can be... I got out of it early. I jumped ship earlier than I necessarily had to. But because I just thought, this isn't for me. It was one of those industries where you could earn quite a lot of money for doing very little. You could earn nothing. You could earn very little for doing quite a lot. If you're in a play.
Yeah.
Like, if you're in a play at... I was going to say the Tricycle, but it's too big. If you're at a play at the Bush Theatre, Shepherd's Bush, you'd do 6 shows a week, then you'd have earned probably £500 a week. You are completely working yourself to the... Nobody's really going to come and see it.
Yeah.
Your dream is, firstly, you get the critics in, you get the big critics from the Times and the Guardian and whatever, they come and see it. They probably don't come to something like that. Then the dream is that the casting directors come. So somebody who is casting Scorsese's next big picture is looking for an English actor.
Scouting.
It's going to scout.
Yeah.
Again, it probably doesn't happen. So it's quite an unfair industry, acting. If it falls your way, if you are Daniel Kaluuya or any of that.
It's about timing and
Any of that
probably
crap.
networking, right?
Yeah, it's about and talent to a degree, but not always. You know, Dan, I keep using Dan as an example. Dan got there through sheer hard graft and talent. He went to state, he went to Anna Scher. So I went to Sylvia Young, he went to Anna Scher.
Right.
But if you are, there were some amazing actors, some amazing, who just don't get the jobs.
Don't get the opportunity.
Yeah, they don't get it. And I realised very young, unless you are lucky young,
The older you get, the harder
it's
it gets.
hard. And I always wanted kids, mate. I always wanted to get married. I always wanted children. I always wanted a bit of stability.
Yeah.
I was living at home. I was old, man. I was living at my nan's.
You're early 20s at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that picture there, the long hair and stuff.
Yeah.
You're in your early 20s, right?
Yeah.
I've got this picture here actually. Speaking of long hair. So how old are you in that?
God, mate. Oh my God.
You're in your early 20s, right?
That is unbelievable.
Bro, you look like a rock star in that.
Oh my God.
You look like a real rock star. Do you remember Top of the Pops?
Yeah.
Like Top of the Pops.
Yeah.
Like boy band, rock stars.
Oh my God.
That's what I saw when I saw you. I saw, this guy.
They're my two good
This
mates.
guy's living different lives right now. I've seen
funny.
like 10 versions of Rory.
That is very funny. Yeah, I think that was on the way to if I remember rightly, that looks like it was on the way to Lovebox Festival. It used to be a festival over in over Brick Lane Way, in the park over by Mile End. And I think that was on the way to see Groove Armada. If I remember rightly, that was on the way to see Groove Armada.
Was you ever a troublemaker when you was younger?
No.
Because that hairstyle's giving me trouble. It's giving me trouble.
No,
it's giving me like, I might nick something from your pocket.
No, that's an amazing, God, that is an amazing picture.
It's so far removed from like the slip back and like, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
do you like
that wouldn't have been, do you know what's quite interesting? You know, if you kind of take it as a moment in time.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been any luck. That wouldn't have been a good, whatever was going on then, it wasn't good. Now we're having a bit more luck. Now we're having a bit more luck.
Yeah,
Going to EastEnders, you earn some money in EastEnders. I bought a little flat.
Yeah.
A flat that I couldn't then live in. I couldn't afford the mortgage. I then had to go back. But I bought a flat because that's how acting was.
Yeah.
It was like you earn nothing. You earn nothing for 18 months. And then you do one job and you get 70 grand. You're like, wait, what?
Really?
It was that. It was, but you know that kind of, that lottery, that jeopardy. It was like, I don't know if this is for me. I felt like what I needed was, because I always wanted kids.
Yeah.
You can't do, on your own, as a young man on your own, you can basically do anything because you'll always be all right, won't you? You'll always be okay.
Yeah.
And I didn't mind ducking and diving and going
Being
through
in the
auditions around the
trenches,
West
yeah,
End. Yeah,
yeah.
it was great, right?
Yeah.
It was great. You can go, there were like great clubs in the West End. You could go out. Didn't really matter because I only was responsible for me.
Yeah.
And my nan had a flat in relatively central London that I could live in.
Yeah.
Right?
So you could always fall back on that.
That didn't matter. Nothing mattered.
Last, like worst case scenario,
can't-
going back to Nan's.
You can't get married.
Yeah.
You can't get married because it's all so unstable. And so no, there we're having a bit of luck. This
We're not having
no
any
luck. No. That was hope for the best era.
This here next one is not luck. This is a rock star as a thumbnail for the Chemical Brothers, the Salmon Dance.
Oh my God.
And you are, and I'm,
Yeah.
and you're like with the fish, and I'm like, this is crazy.
There are
What
some
is
people.
going on
Do you
here?
know what? The Chemical Brothers video. So I did a video for the Chemical Brothers. They have a song called Salmon Dance. And it was at the time when music videos were really important.
Yeah, I remember watching all of them, binge watching them on YouTube, Vivo and everything.
Mate, I remember the channel The Box. You
Yeah.
should just watch music video after music video after music video.
Yeah.
They really mattered. People
Yeah.
were spending a lot of money on them. And the Chemical Brothers had this idea where they were going to have a kid who was like stoned, basically. That was the look. Who then comes alive, the fish tank comes alive. And yeah, I got the job. And do you know how well that did, that video? It was unreal. I think it finished
35 million views
Has
on
it really?
YouTube. Yeah, 35 million.
35 million.
Still people commenting to this day.
Oh, mate, I think it finished second. There's a really good, I vaguely, if I remember rightly, Lily Allen had a song called Not Fair. And it's a great video. She's singing a song about falling in love with a fella, a great fella.
Yeah.
But he just comes too quick.
Yeah.
Right. It's a very good song, very, very witty. But the music video to it is class. Like Lily looks beautiful. And she's doing it like it was maybe set in the 60s, America, and it's all like line dancing and whatever.
Yeah.
It's a really good video.
Yeah.
the salmon dance finished second to Lily Allen's Not Fair.
That's mad.
In the Video Music Awards of like 08 or 09.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she won. So I was still gutted.
Because when I went to go and watch this video, I wasn't expecting like you to be you were the whole video.
Yeah.
Like it was literally just you.
Yeah.
You and the fish. That's it.
It was a great job. And I like the Chemical Brothers.
Yeah.
You know, I'd seen them a lot. I went to one of their gigs. It was quite funny actually. I went to one of their gigs in the Roundhouse soon after that.
Yeah.
And they played it. And you know, in the Roundhouse in Camden, it's like round, isn't it?
Yeah.
They played that video all the way round.
Oh, really?
And like, you know when you can make it kind of take up the whole thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just on the dance floor. People were like, "Whoa, is that you?"
Yeah.
No, it was a great job. And they did it so quickly. It was a little flat. They filmed it in one day. It's a pair of brothers, like really good directors who just did it. But no, it was a great job. Loved doing it.
You must have been incredibly proud.
As well. Yeah, I was. I didn't know that it was going to be as big as it was. Though.
You don't know, do you?
You don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
You don't know. You know, sometimes when you're part of something, you don't know what it is. Like sometimes I've worked with on things. So I did Cass Pennant's film.
Yeah.
Cass Pennant, when I worked with Dan Kaluuya about West Ham hooligans.
Yeah.
Dan played Cass Pennant as a kid and I played his best mate. You know, when I met Dan and I became friends with him, I knew he was going to be a star. I don't know if you've ever been around anyone.
Yeah, I've had a few.
You know,
moments.
when you're just like,
yeah,
you are gonna shine.
Yeah,
you are gonna shine.
I went. Quick thing. I went to school with Joe Gomez, who plays for
Oh,
Liverpool.
really?
He was in my class.
Really?
So I went to Forest Hill Boys. I was in Harvey House. And funnily enough, he was actually my bodyguard whilst I was trying to sell donuts, cookies, and Lucozades in
Joe
the playground.
Gomez.
And I used to pay him £2. He used to run to the snack shack, and he's happy. Now he's obviously making a lot more, doing very well for himself.
Hey, you set him on his way.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get him on the pod one day. But when you see talent like in the cage,
did you
football
know?
pitch,
Did
I
you know?
knew
Yeah.
not only because of his talent, but also his discipline, his work ethic, and then how like strict he was with school, because his parents would say, if you don't perform well in school, then we're not going to do the football
Mate,
thing.
that's class
And
that
he's
you
doing
were...
Charlton Athletic Academy, he
Yeah.
went from Lewisham Youth, and I knew he was
So
going to be
and was he always, like when you played football together,
he
presumably,
was
right?
ridiculous.
Was he always that good?
ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah. He obviously started at centre-back
Yeah.
in the youth days, and he played a bit of right-back.
Yeah.
In school, he's playing 10. He's playing.
Was he?
He's doing
Yeah.
whatever he wants. He's going past people.
Mate, that's
not taking-
class to have had someone
Yeah.
in your life who was like that good.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
I'd
But I went to all boys school in South East
Yeah.
London, so you're gonna get 3 or 4
Yeah,
pockets of
yeah,
players.
yeah.
But a lot of talented players back then, it's just up here, and also like just distractions and like going out and drinking when they should have been training. Like
Oh, mate, every brilliant player has got
Yeah.
a story about someone that was better than them that didn't make it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Like there's always a story of somebody that was just brilliant, even better than the player that made it but didn't get
More
there.
disciplined
for one.
they were, and
but that's class about Joe Gomez. I rate him highly.
Yeah, no, he's
Do you remember
quite- he struggles with
that he
injuries,
had?
but
that bromance. Maybe during like COVID era,
Yeah.
him and Van Dijk,
Van Dijk
centre halves together.
Yeah.
They were fantastic,
Yeah.
and they look like
Great
best mates as well.
He's
Yeah.
really. I don't just say it because I knew him. He's a really good player when he plays and he's fit. But
It's
obviously, he
funny
struggle
when
with
it's
injuries.
funny when you're exposed to someone brilliant when you're young. Like, and this is, do you know what, Matisse? This is another thing. You know what I was saying? Like, I don't know if it's generational. I was saying it about the money thing. But again, this is another example of like the difference in age when you're my age to maybe someone who's in their 20s now.
Yeah,
I love brilliant people.
being around them.
I love them.
Yeah.
I'm whether they're my mates or not, I have ultimate respect for them.
Yeah,
Like Robbie Lyle,
yeah,
Mark Goldbridge.
yeah,
Robbie, I have a very good relationship with. We're superficial,
yeah.
but Robbie's always been very good to me. Whenever I've needed something from Robbie, he would always say yes. He's been counsel when I've needed it. I have a lot of time for him, right?
Yeah.
But whether you like or dislike him, and I think a lot of people love him, a lot of people would naturally dislike him. What you can't ever deny is that he's just exceptional.
Yeah.
Like what he's built is an empire.
Yeah.
And I will always take my hat off to that. Mark Goldbridge, the same, I'll extend the same courtesy. There was a time when I had a very good relationship with Mark. I certainly don't have a bad relationship with him. I don't know if he likes me. I've seen a few little things that that makes me think he doesn't, but equally I've worked with him before.
You're not spoken in a long time.
And we haven't spoken in a while. But what I could never say,
Discredit him. You could never.
hey, what he's built,
Yeah.
I don't understand how you can't just go, it's not for me, but that's amazing.
Yeah.
Joe Gomez plays for a team that I don't wish well.
Yeah.
But what he did is
Won the
amazing.
Champions League.
Robbie Lyle has built an amazing empire, and Mark Goldbridge has taken kind of football YouTube and still does. to a plane that basically nobody else does.
Yeah.
Nobody gets there.
No one's seen that
I
concurrent.
don't get how you can't just look at almost anyone brilliant, whatever it is, and go, that's amazing. That's quality.
Yeah.
That is exceptional, and I want to kind of discuss it. And even if I kind of want to be around it, and even if it's not my world, you kind of go, yeah, fair play.
What can you learn from it as well?
But again, this is another example of, I don't know if it's generational, but I think people like me of a similar age will kind of go, basically, if you're 35 or up, I think you sort of go, yeah, that's quality.
Yeah.
Whereas I think if you're 35 down, being really basic here.
Yeah.
I think if you go maybe 30 down, I feel like you go,
you pick flaws in it, or
yeah. So
you try and pick apart, or try and justify why
it isn't great.
Instead of
rather than just kind of going, okay, mate.
Have you never looked up? Because obviously YouTube's competitive, right?
Yeah.
People look at other people's numbers. People look at other people's metrics. They compare. Friendly competition, even, just to keep yourself going and motivated, and say, you know, if you're going with a group of friends to the top or whatever you're trying to do, you're trying to judge yourself on a meter, on a spectrum. And, you know, have you ever looked up and been jealous of anyone? Or is that just not your mentality whatsoever?
No, I honestly, jealousy isn't something it's not an affliction I suffer from. Genuinely. I'm really happy with what I've got. I don't think, not jealousy. Admiration.
Yeah.
Admiration. And that's for all of the boys at the top.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at what KSI has built, if you look at what, like the side, I don't really know KSI. I don't know KSI. Mental. I don't know KSI.
You was in the Sidemen video.
I don't really know.
You was in the Sidemen video.
I remember the reason why I said it is with slight doubt is because we've met.
Yeah.
But I think it's always mental when people go, he doesn't remember meeting me. I remember meeting him, but I can't possibly
you never
say
know, he might.
I'll tell you what though, I think both Ethan and Road to Shore, Harry, would know me. I'm pretty sure they would.
Yeah.
Unless they've got. Yeah, they have. They must know. Yeah. Okay, they know me. So with them, I just think it's amazing what they've done. Like, I don't suffer. And I think that partly comes from being a bit older, partly comes from being very happy and lucky with what I've got. Like, I'm really lucky. I'm really happy with what I've got. So no, I certainly don't have any jealousy. And if anything, I think I adopt a policy of the tide rises all ships.
Yeah.
Right, so if Mark Goldbridge is doing these live streams that are attracting record numbers, what Mark is doing for me, tacitly, without intention, but Mark is bringing people onto YouTube who will then potentially
look for other football live streams. Yeah.
I don't.
The algorithm works in that way. They want to keep people on the platform, so they will recommend content to other people from your content, and it kind of goes round in a circle.
I don't even. So I certainly don't feel jealousy, and like we said, I feel a lot of admiration to the likes of Robbie and Mark are the pioneers of art.
Yeah, absolutely,
aren't they? There isn't really.
We'll get into it later because I mean,
I think you're
sure,
right.
But I think those two are definitely two of at least.
And then obviously the founding fathers, I think they obviously deserve a mention. You know, like. I think the Redmen TV, Adam McCullers, Stephen Paddock, which wasn't called that then, Stephen Howson.
Yeah.
I think they were like the originals who are still doing incredibly well. But no, I don't have the jealousy thing at all. And do you know what I don't even have, Matisse? I don't have you know when people are snide?
Yeah.
Like when you were at one point.
Yeah.
I never replied to you, did I? I never made it.
That's why I knew it was a me problem.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a one-way beef. He's not beefing me. I had to sit myself down and be like, he doesn't even know you're angry with him because you said something about sorry. Yeah. Like, sort it out.
Yeah, I genuinely don't. And you know those people, the only thing I would do, when people are like that, and some people have made quite hateful videos about me, the only thing I would do, I don't blame them, right? They want to go that angle, good luck, I suppose. They think that that's the angle to maybe get their channel going. Fine.
Yeah.
But I probably wouldn't want to work with them.
Yeah.
Because some have gone really far.
Yeah.
Some have been like really hateful. There's a line. I don't think you ever crossed a line, by the way.
I don't think
you just didn't
no,
like me, which is fair enough.
No, that's one thing I'm glad I didn't. I never crossed a line
you didn't.
that I couldn't go back from because that's just not me. But I was disappointed in myself when I reflected on it.
That's a growth, isn't it? That's a growth of character. The only thing I find a little bit strange, and have you ever had this? The only thing I find a little bit strange, I don't mind looking up the people that are so much bigger than me, so much more successful. I'm full of admiration.
Yeah.
Right. I genuinely am. The people that are on their way up, I wish them well. Like I do a lot of collabs, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I do a lot of collabs with like people with 700 subscribers. Or if I meet someone on 700 and they go, we do it.
Yeah.
I go, if you get to 1,000, message me.
Yeah.
Right. I'll always say yes to that. The only things I find a bit weird is when you make it, two things actually.
Yeah.
This is the weirdest.
Yeah.
Is when people are quite hateful about you in real life. So on videos, they'll do videos about you and make things. But they've DM'd me going, hi mate, really rate your stuff.
That's,
do you want to collab?
That's embarrassing.
I'm like, wait, what? Yeah,
pick a lane. You got to pick a lane.
I saw one.
You got to make a decision.
I saw one. Obviously, I won't say who it is. But a bloke was asked. He said he wanted to fight me. I was like,
but have you?
He wanted to fight me, right? A Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
Wanted to have a fight with me. I was like, okay, that's mental. I looked in my phone, right, for something else.
Yeah.
The bloke's name's got a common name.
Yeah.
And I saw that name. I was like, that's weird. He sent me a message going, mate, love your stuff. Big fan of your stuff. I'm like, yeah. Mate, I thought you wanted to beat me up. And you could.
Yeah.
I'm fucking wary about this.
Yeah.
So I find that really weird.
Yeah.
When you're messaging me nice things and then saying you want to beat me up, I find that really weird.
Yeah.
But I also find what is just a weird tactic, I think. You know when people do videos, I hate Rory Jennings or that I find that weird.
Yeah. Because they don't know you.
No. And the other thing is as well, like as a business, if you want to view it as a business, say you do genuinely
Draw
hate
you
me,
out.
right?
Or, yeah.
Yeah, but that's never going to happen. Like,
No.
That's never going to happen, is it?
Yeah.
Mate, I'm taking
You
my
got
kids to
family.
gymnastics, man. I'm not going to fight you.
Twitter,
Like,
Twitter.
I'm not going to
Do you know,
Twitter, yeah.
As someone that was born or birthed on
Yeah.
Twitter in terms
Twitter
of
gen, yeah.
Yeah, I made content on there. I got a lot of heat on there as well.
Yeah.
So that's
Did you?
For the skits, for the videos, people used to quote, tweet, troll, cuss, pick apart my misgivings or flaws or shortcomings, the lazy eye. I had all of that.
Yeah.
But that foundation, as well as all the other stuff in my life prior, put me in great stead to come to YouTube on a much bigger global platform where Twitter really is a speck in comparison to when you go out in the real
also
world.
so hate-filled.
Yeah, it's the worst of all of them. But
so hate-filled.
now I'm accustomed to that, and now it's just I'm just like, have you ever, when you've got hate, have you ever cracked under the pressure? Have you ever felt it? Have you ever really got down about that?
Tell you what, there was no. I don't think I have, and I think partially I've been quite lucky that since I've had any luck on YouTube, right? Touch wood, right? Since I've had any luck on YouTube, I've already been married. I've had a child. So I haven't been of that vulnerable. I've always had the support and love of a wife and whatever. So I don't feel like, if I was on YouTube at 22, 25, people were saying the same sort of thing. Because people can be really bad.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would have reacted, but no, I don't. I certainly don't care now.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah.
But I just think it's such a weird angle. Like, if somebody were to really attack you, what you're building is very impressive, right? You're doing very well. And what you've got as part of the Big Six is amazing.
Thank you.
What you then have is somebody who you just possibly will decide that you don't want to work with.
Yeah.
So that person has effectively blocked. They've done one video where they've got 100,000 views about you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the end of their relationship with you now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Whereas what they could have done is debate you on a show politely, call up something that you're on to see if there's a world where maybe they feature on a Big Six show, feature on your YouTube channel, and then have it out politely.
Maybe people feel like it's so far away from like their clutches to actually get to you, for example, when you were at that point, and maybe I'm at my point, I'm just trying to bring that perspective over. It's like, I'm never going to talk to him. I'm never going to sit across with him on a podcast. I'm never going to get to actually challenge him. So the only way I can do it is to take it out.
Yeah, exactly. Now you've done that, you're definitely not.
But you know what I was going to ask as well? My policy on socials, you use that block button quickly.
All the time. All the time.
I actually used the mute button.
You're mute.
And the reason why I use the mute button is because if you block them, and I want to get your perspective on this, and also anyone who's dealing with hate or, and just wants a bit of advice or whatever, or a strategy, I use the mute button because they don't know they're muted.
Yeah.
So they'll just keep chatting. And then they keep bringing up their comments and impressions, and it's all great for my, reach and all these stuff. But then I don't see anything. Whereas if you block them, they screenshot it, they parade it around like,
I don't know why I'm probably wrong, right?
But then they make another account anyway.
But why is that seen as being a good... I don't understand that. When people kind of celebrate that they've been blocked, I'm just like, Why are you proud? Like, that's not a good thing, is it? Of this person's blocked me. Like, okay, I don't understand why that is something to be celebrated. But no, the reason I block is because I just don't want to know. I just kind of want it out of my life.
Yeah.
You're kind of gone from... You're gone, aren't you? That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
With a mute, I think it's the same. But with a block, you are just gone.
Yeah.
Like, it's... And also, like, if you don't like me, just block me as well.
Yeah,
like, you don't need to tell me how much you dislike me. I don't tell people I block them.
Yeah.
I just
you
block
do
them.
it.
Yeah, just block me.
Yeah.
It's a safe approach.
I wanted to move on to Chelsea fans channel.
Wow.
I used to watch this all the time.
Did
you, Sophie, Charlie Skillen.
Charlie, man.
Big up Charlie.
Charlie.
And then also Joe Weller.
Yeah, Joe
And Mo Gilligan as a comedian doing...
Yeah, Joe Weller was on... Oh, my God.
You guys were like...
Jack
that was the main
Davis.
channel, Football Republic. That was the main Chelsea channel. We've never really had a fan channel, I don't think, since that has been able to do the same numbers or anything. But that is... And all the outtakes I was talking to you about before recording, Sophie, click the description in the link.
Yeah, hours and hours. Sophie, please get this right.
Yeah.
We're gonna be going home soon. Like, I want to go home soon. It's 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
It was.
Does that bring back great memories?
Yeah, I think it does actually. Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah.
Well, it was also, if nothing else, it was my introduction into YouTube. I don't think I would have ever been a YouTuber without the Chelsea fans channel happening.
Yeah.
It was an amazing, lucky, serendipitous moment where you would have never... I should have never been on YouTube, really. I was just in the right place at the right time when that was being built.
Yeah.
The Chelsea fans channel was being built by a big media company called Fremantle Media. They were building it under the tutelage of Neil Smythe, Soccer AM, #United, big guy in the industry. They were building this channel looking for a Chelsea fan. Can you believe how lucky I was? So I was in a job. I stopped acting and I'd gone into TV. So the other side of the camera. More guaranteed,
You was a runner
right?
and things like that.
I was a runner and then I became a researcher.
Okay.
Mate, I can remember it so well, right? I'm in Fremantle and I'm making a biography. I'm working on Britain's Got Talent. The song that was being played on the episode was Miley Cyrus, Wrecking Ball.
Yeah.
Right? Do you remember Wrecking
I remember
Ball?
that,
Right, Miley
yeah,
Cyrus.
yeah.
So they're doing
Can't Be Tamed and that era.
right?
Yeah.
So what my job was to write a biography for all of the judges that they would obviously never read, but that was the job. And what I had to do was watch Miley Cyrus on other shows and make sure that whatever we were going to do with her, she hadn't done last week on Jimmy Kimmel. Right? We had to make sure that it was fresh, brand new content.
Yeah.
So I'm writing everything about her. And whilst I'm doing that, honestly, Matisse, it was like, I was writing this biography about Miley Cyrus, who I'm not passionately a Miley Cyrus fan.
Yeah.
Like, Flowers is a banger.
You're not Smiley.
I'm not Smiley. Exactly, right? Yeah, further that, right? But I'm writing this biog and I can honestly hear somebody in like the next room, but it's all open plan, talking about Chelsea. And they're going, we need a producer. And I'm like, well, I'm not a producer, but I could be. And you need a Chelsea fan, and I am that.
Yeah.
So what's going on? So eventually, anyway, I've gone in, and then do you know what they said they needed?
Yeah.
Not only did they need a Chelsea fan, they needed a season ticket holder. I'm like, oh my God. Like, there's only 20,000.
Yeah.
And half of them are too old or too young. Half of them don't want, like, surely.
Yeah.
Surely. I'm a season ticket holder. I'm in the building. I'm like, if I don't get this job, like, something's gone majorly wrong, right?
Yeah.
So I went in, I spoke to her, and I got the job. And I went in as a Chelsea fans channel producer. Absolutely no concept of YouTube. Absolutely no concept of Arsenal Fan TV, which was going fairly strong at the time.
Yeah.
Didn't really know much about it. But I got the job as producer.
Yeah.
But I couldn't edit. I couldn't do cameras. I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So they had to kind of create a role, which is when I became producer-presenter.
Yeah.
I was happy to be in front of the camera, talk about football.
Yeah.
And they brought someone else in who was good at the ones and twos, who could do it all.
Yeah.
And that's how, can you believe the luck?
Mad.
I'm writing about Miley Cyrus while simultaneously they're looking for a Chelsea presenter,
Yeah.
a Chelsea producer.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, so lucky. And yeah, I look back on it fondly. It was wild. It was great. But you know, almost everyone that was part of that network. So Chelsea fans channel were the Chelsea channel. You had the Manchester United channel that at the time was called Full Time Devils. There was a Tottenham channel called Spurred On. There was a Man City channel called Blue Moon Rising.
Oh, right. Okay.
And then there was like this overarching agnostic channel called the Football Republic. And that was the vision. And it was a vision that was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
It was like everything filtered into the Football Republic and we were the offshoots, all independent club channels.
Yeah.
And it was such a good idea. But it was just about 10 years too early and it was so expensive to run that they couldn't fund it for long enough.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing opportunity and it opened the YouTube door for me. If nothing else, and mate, the amount of people that were involved there that you would now know of as being the creme de la creme of YouTube.
Yeah.
Like involved in that on various levels. So in a very minor way, like just primarily because he had a relationship. Spencer was involved. He came in to just give us a few lessons on YouTube.
Yeah.
But he is, one of the founding fathers.
Absolutely.
So Spencer was involved. Spencer's brother, Saunders, worked there. Adam Boltwood, who is an amazing man, such a grasp on everything. He's now doing brilliant things at Premier League Productions, I think.
Okay.
True Geordie was involved, again, on a more ad hoc basis, but he was involved. Adam McCullough, Stephen Howson, Lawrence McKenna, Statman Dave. Some of the biggest names, at least in the space, were all kind of used that as a little bit of a university.
Yeah.
We all came through at the same...
It's mad, isn't it? It's like a class, the class of whatever year it was. Like,
Class of 92, isn't it? Yeah, it's... But you're right, like, when I see that picture, I absolutely look back on it so fondly because that was probably in the height of my... certainly within that 15-year spell of like going everywhere, every week, every European game.
Yeah. And
suddenly it became a job.
Yeah.
Like, I think the year before I'd lost a job because I went to the Europa League final in Amsterdam. Like, I had a job in TV that I'd lost because I said I wanted to go to the Europa League final. When we beat, when Torres scored? Benfica.
Benfica,
Ivanovic.
Yeah.
I went to that game and lost a job. So it was, that's how highly I was prioritising football.
Yeah.
And I was freelance as well. That's what I mean about the work
That's
ethic.
crazy.
Yeah. Just like, they offered me an 8-week contract on a job. I think it was League of Their Own. Offered me an 8-week contract. And I went, okay, that's fine, but I'm going to need this day off. And they went, oh, we can't do that. I was like, okay, don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'll just go
crazy.
I'll just go there. Well,
if my daughter were to do that now.
You'd be like, what are you doing? Yeah.
So in the height of my like Chelsea dedicated, following Chelsea home and away, this came up.
Yeah.
And made from some lifelong friends.
Did you know the trajectory you were going to be on from this channel and from that point? Or was it just another opportunity that you were taking and just going with the flow?
Going with the flow. Hoping for the best. Yeah,
okay.
This is I think it was a 3-month contract. That'll do.
Yeah.
Hope for the best after that.
Yeah.
3 months though. 3 months working in the West End. The rate I was happy with at the time, like £600 a week.
Yeah. Yeah,
great. I get a weekday off because going to the football is classed as a working day. I was like, wait, what? Go to the football anyway. This is great.
Yeah. And now you're just getting paid for it.
Now I'm getting paid.
Yeah. It's a dream job.
It was a great job. It was a great opportunity. There were some great people. It all collapsed. Like honestly, like at a rate, as a lot of things tend to. It wasn't a million miles away from sort of existing one day and being dead the next day.
What happened? Like how?
The money just stopped. Fremantle I think they couldn't sell it.
Yeah.
They couldn't sell it. Now it would do so well.
Yeah.
But they were a little bit ahead of their time. And Neil Smythe deserves a lot of credit for that. They were just a little bit ahead of their time. But
I've always questioned as well, did the Chelsea fan base suit that, like the fan cam style in the same way the Arsenal? It's also, is it predicated on the team losing a bit too much and that kind of reaction? I don't know. Like,
do you know what it is with
people
Chelsea?
Watch as much?
We don't have the support, mate.
Yeah.
Well, I think people get very precious about this, but it's not a mental thing to say. Chelsea have more fans than QPR. Chelsea have less fans than Arsenal.
Yeah.
Nothing there is controversial or meaningful. QPR have an incredibly dedicated
London
support.
as well, yeah.
They've just got... You can argue Chelsea and Arsenal, who's bigger, who's got this, who's got a bigger foothold, whatever. The one thing that, as a Chelsea fan, you just can't argue. We do not have the numbers that they have.
Yeah.
Like, we just do not have the numbers. Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal are in a completely different sphere, completely different conversation when it comes to numbers. A lot of those channels, and this was a channel totally dedicated to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't touch anything.
No.
Right? So you need to put a video out a day. I was doing videos on like
top 10 things Fernando Torres does.
Puppy Gilabodji. How's his loan going?
Yeah.
It was like, Chelsea fans don't care about this. Like, what are we doing?
Even Chelsea fans.
Yeah, Chelsea fans don't care about this.
Yeah.
Like, it was absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Asmir Begovic's 5 favourite foods. It was like, what? What are you doing? Yeah. You know, it was like,
mad, yeah.
It was that. So, look, we won a league. Did we win a league when I was doing it? Yeah, we did. We won a league when I was doing it. I think.
Might have been the 2015 one under Mourinho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did, because we started at the beginning of 15. So just the tail end, we started by the time that 15 season. And we had some great moments, but equally, it was mad. And then, but like I say, by the time it ended, it all went so wrong.
Yeah.
I fell out with the boss, and they were very annoyed because Sophie and I tried to start our own channel. Which obviously didn't go down well.
No.
Which obviously didn't go down well.
No, it did not.
But yeah, no, I look back on them really fondly.
Yeah. And then COVID, obviously, and you come out the other side. I believe kickoff is after COVID, which is this next photo.
Wow. No, kickoff. The kickoff started for me. I'll tell you when it started, not when I was a permanent member.
Okay.
My first foray into the kickoff was when we beat Arsenal in Baku.
2019.
Yeah. So my daughter was born in the February. No, she wasn't. My second daughter was. My first daughter was born in the January of 2019. Things weren't good. And Adam Boltwood, who we just mentioned, became a producer at the kickoff.
Yeah.
He was a very good friend of mine. The kickoff, brilliantly for me, was filmed, Chalk Farm it was.
Oh, round the corner.
Round the corner from where I was.
Yeah.
So I could walk there. So what it became was, they were looking for guests and I was just always available. You know, and suddenly the hunger was alive. The hunger was alive. I didn't have a channel, but the hunger was alive. And I was just there. Like, if they needed somebody, if somebody didn't turn up, if they needed anything I was just
You're
there.
consistent,
I live around the corner.
Yeah.
I was available. And now I've got a baby, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And I'm there. So Adam was a producer and ultimately I made his life very easy because I'd be there. And then I would be quite outspoken.
Yeah.
And I think
because you've got very strong opinions and they would have loved that.
I'm a very opinionated man.
Yeah.
Yeah. About football and about everything. I've got something to say. Always got an opinion. But yeah, so the kickoff, it started, my first major exposure into the kickoff was the 2019 final against Arsenal.
All right.
And I sat next to Hugh Wizzy.
Yes.
I sat next to Hugh Wizzy. Who went wild. Yeah, brilliant.
And
like,
what a win for us. So yeah, you had a great day.
And then over that summer, that would have been 2019. I started doing a few more that season. And then it was COVID. Then it was COVID. Then we came back off COVID. I think the Euros happened in 21, didn't they?
Yeah.
By then I had a YouTube channel. By that point I had a YouTube channel. I think I started a YouTube channel it was definitely the November. Might have been the November 2020.
Yeah.
The November 2020.
Okay.
And to be totally honest, Matisse, I was working hard, I was doing bits, I was on the kickoff, I became a regular on the kickoff, which I'm eternally grateful for. The genesis of my own YouTube channel is what changed everything.
Really?
That was the moment. Which is why my advice to anybody, people who want to do content creation, if it's football, I can really advise. If it's not football, I can advise about YouTube. You've just got to have your own channel.
Yeah.
Like, if you're thinking about starting one, just start it now. Literally, if you're listening to this, just thinking about starting one, start it now, upload a video. It will get 14 views. Upload another one tomorrow. Hope for the best. Do it again. Like, that was
ownership is key.
Ownership is key.
Because you've gone in there and you're a guest, then you're a permanent member.
Yeah.
And it's growing.
I didn't have any of my own thing, though.
You were just doing invoices, but
I was just doing invoices. It was a job.
Yeah, it was a job.
It was a job. And I was looking for jobs. I was looking for I think I had one. Oh, God. I had one. A permanent job. And I was doing the kickoff on the weekends.
Right.
So I felt like I was earning quite well.
Yeah,
because I was, but it was the opening of my own YouTube channel, which was Elliot Hackney. Do you know Elliot?
I don't know him, but I've heard of him. Absolutely.
Elliot Hackney, a good friend of mine. He's doing some brilliant things now. I see him less and less. But
he was a part of the kickoff, wasn't he?
He was part of the kickoff. Yeah, he was part of the kickoff. He's now very, very much part of the Fella Studios.
Okay, yeah.
Really good mate of mine. We see each other less and less, families and whatever, but very good friend of mine. He told me to start one. And I genuinely didn't really get it. I felt like I was too old at the time.
Okay.
Didn't think I could do it. And I did. And I just have never, I didn't know what it was like. I didn't know, we were speaking openly, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know the money was what it was.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah. It's mad because I used to watch the kickoff, and you guys, the chemistry, the production, by the way.
Yeah.
I think probably the best I've seen.
Yeah.
In this space, in terms of how professional it was, in terms of the cameras and the quality, the attention to detail. It was like a massive table, and you guys just having your own conversations, going amongst each other.
Yeah.
It was like boom, boom.
And do you know
it
what?
was TV.
Brian, no, it was. And Brian, the true Geordie, always had an eye for that. I think Lawrence McKenna deserves a lot of credit here. But you are absolutely right, because at the time I was still working in TV, remember? I was still trying to work in TV. And I actually remember having this, I don't know if you've ever had that, you know, that epiphany where you're like, okay, the world isn't what I thought it was. The world isn't the same. Yeah. And I've suddenly, maybe I was very late to the party. I'm not a particularly sharp bloke. I think I was very late to the party, but it was on a kickoff where I was still working in TV, and I got to a kickoff shoot. I got the call sheet, saw the production crew, some of the production crew, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is all elite. This is all the cameras that are being used, the people that are here. And simultaneously, 2 days before, I'd been on a Channel 4 shoot.
Yeah.
And I was like, the kickoff shoot is actually
better.
I was like, the production values of the kickoff are better than the production values of a TV shoot that I was just on.
Yeah.
And that was a moment for me where I was like, okay, the world is not the world I thought it was. There was a time when working in a TV company, getting a job at Channel 4 on Horse Free Road, that would be the dream.
Yeah.
And it suddenly, honestly, probably that moment at the kickoff, I looked around and I thought, actually, it isn't. It isn't. People from Channel 4 will be sending their CVs to Brian, rather than people on the kickoff wanting to get into Channel 4.
That's mad.
The world was reset.
Yeah.
And I think what happened was, I didn't clock it early, but McKenna and Brian definitely did, that people consume their TV online.
Yeah.
Therefore, online has to elevate their production values to be TV.
Absolutely.
Whereas I didn't really clock that. Even the first few years on YouTube, if you look at my YouTube, it's me with my phone like that.
You in your room, yeah.
And then it's a webcam, like literally a webcam. Suddenly I'm late to the party, but I've realised. But I would say it may be on the whole of YouTube, but certainly on the YouTube that I'm aware of, British football YouTube, Lawrence McKenna and Brian Davis were the two that clocked it.
Yeah.
They were the two that realised that the elevation of production was almost an essential ingredient to have a successful
critical.
show. Yeah.
Because the thought of, as a YouTuber, the thought of people watching you on TV and sitting on their sofa with their family and putting the kickoff on, and it goes, and the countdown's on, it's going live, and then they're all sitting there, drinks, and they're just watching your commentary.
Yeah.
Like that is a foreign thought.
Yeah.
When you're in it.
Yeah.
But when you're actually take a step back, it makes sense.
It's also the numbers, Matisse. I remember, I think it might have been the Champions League final, Man City.
Yeah.
Right, Kai Havertz. I can't remember specifically. I think we had about 50,000.
50,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, 50,000.
Yeah. So I know we're speaking about pioneers, but I do think you guys have to be...
Yeah. Oh, no. Do you know the pioneers? The pioneers for the space, undoubtedly, True Geordie is in that.
Yeah, you have to be involved.
And then in terms of the football live show...
Yeah.
Like the kickoff was it? Yeah.
That was the live show, absolutely.
It was.
When you were going in there, obviously it starts off as a job. Then does it become like friendship? And
that is mad.
I know. I couldn't. Sorry, Boovie.
That's on Tower Bridge.
Yeah. It was like it's a proper photo shoot. It's a trailer. It's a poster. It's a you know, that would be something that goes up on Leicester. I know the club have had that go up on Leicester Square. You see yourself on the billboard. At that point, so obviously it goes from colleagues and you're going in to do a job, but then I'm guessing the chemistry, the camaraderie, it becomes friendship, right?
Possibly not to the level that you might have thought. But no, hang on. Yes, we were friends. 100%. Yes, we were friends.
But not like best friends and going out for drinks every day and
not that.
Meeting each other's families.
Exactly. We were all, to a point, very good friends. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there were... I could never, ever say that the kickoff didn't give me an incredible foothold. It came at a time that I was desperate. I will be ever grateful to that show.
Yeah.
I'll be ever grateful to the people that made that show and made me a part of it. Primarily, obviously, the True Geordie, Lawrence McKenna, Adam Boltwood, with Elliot Hackney to a degree as well, I think was involved. The show was part of something. There was a cog turning, and I would say that the biggest cog to turn the cog that was turning was the kickoff. Like my life was moving in the direction that I wanted it to.
Yeah.
I had a child. I was having a bit of luck. The kickoff was an integral part of that.
Yeah.
And I can never thank it enough. But equally, I mean, similar to the story that of Fremantle.
Yeah.
You remember I said it was over. It was over.
Like that.
Yeah.
Just so where was you when the news broke? Because I want to
we were live.
No,
we were live.
You were live when the news broke?
We were live.
Oh.
I can remember it. I can remember.
Oh, okay.
We were live. I can remember the game. Liverpool, Tottenham.
Yeah.
Liverpool, Tottenham, and Salah. I think it finished 2-0 to Liverpool. Salah. Somebody will do the digging here. Right?
Yeah.
But we were live, and there were noises.
Yeah.
You know when you're live, it's an amazing thing, isn't it?
chat.
Now? Well, people are on their phones.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. Like people just now, and I do it. I'm terrible for it.
Yeah.
But the phone culture has become so ingrained that we can be live. Like it wouldn't be mental for me now to just have a look at my phone. Whereas I would never do that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what people do.
That's what it's become. Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, we were live, and I think what I'm not going to do here, I find it quite unedifying when kind of YouTubers talk about each other.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that. You know, there's been lots of. What I will say to you is the story that seems to be prevalent, which is primarily, and I'm only going to talk about myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the story that is prevalent effectively labels me a rat, and I'm only talking about me.
Yeah.
That story doesn't really tell the full story. That's kind of all I'd really like to say publicly, because we know when, I think it's very unedifying when all of this happens.
Yeah.
We all talk about it.
Yeah.
But in terms of the story, we can talk about because that's out there.
Yeah.
The ins and outs, out of respect, I'll extend a courtesy to everybody involved and not tell their story, and equally respect that they may not want their story told.
Yeah.
But what I will tell you is what you already know, or what was, yeah, mate, we were live.
Yeah.
We were live, Liverpool playing Tottenham. Liverpool won the game. It's crazy how you can remember. You know, if you asked me who Liverpool played last week,
Yeah. You don't know.
Yeah. Liverpool beat Tottenham, and there were noises. There were noises. The phones were alive. The comments were active. But you have to remember that at the time, the presence of the characters, the presence of the show, had an element of indestructibility.
Yeah.
It had an element.
Untouchables.
Yeah, it did have that. It did. I didn't have that. I've always suffered from major imposter syndrome. Like genuinely. Like
Really?
even now, when I walked in, I was like, mate, you sure you want me here?
Yeah, I remember
Like,
you saying,
I
yeah,
phoned
you
you
sure
yesterday,
you
didn't I?
you sure you want me on the pod?
I was like, mate,
of
I've just
course.
watched Troopz' episode. It was amazing. I'm not going to give you that. I don't have it in me. But I never had that untouchable thing, primarily because I'd proven in my life to not be untouchable. I'd failed a lot, which was all developmental, but I didn't feel untouchable. But the show did. But the noises were gathering, the momentum was gathering. We were live, show ended, everybody kind of went home. By this point, I'd moved out of London. Yeah, I'd moved, mate. This is the amazing thing about YouTube.
Yeah.
Within 1 year, we won't again,
Do the
unedified to do
mathematics and
numbers,
what,
right?
Yeah.
But in 1 year, I'd gone from, I don't know where we're going to live, to let us buy the house that we want to live in.
Yeah.
Nice, not mental.
With discipline and, saving, but yeah.
But,
That's brilliant.
so I've got to commute home now. I'm not around the corner anymore.
Yeah.
I'm on social media and I'm thinking, Jesus Christ.
It's getting out of hand.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's getting,
Yeah. And I think within 24 hours of that, so I'm at Marylebone Station at, 8 o'clock that night. I'd say within 24 hours of that moment, it was over.
Did you feel like sick to your stomach, or because at that point you're picking between a bit of loyalty maybe because the platform that was provided and how important it was to your career and but also morality as well. And I don't know, like that feeling of cancel culture and the kind of just pit, the feeling of that pit in your bottom of your stomach.
Nobody really knew what to do.
Yeah.
Nobody really knew what was happening. But I think it felt salvageable. I don't think anybody... That was the last episode that was ever filmed. That was the last episode I was ever on. I don't think at that point...
It felt like that.
It felt like that. there was obviously the attempt of redemption. There was
Yeah.
can you remember
the
there was an apology
apologies.
video?
Yeah. And I know that didn't land
felt less
well at all. That first one, yeah.
And
then
I
that
think
makes
Lawrence
it 10
has
times harder, doesn't it?
I think Lawrence has spoken about that.
Yeah.
I think Lawrence Lawrence was involved in the apology. He was the other guy in the video.
Yeah.
Lawrence has made his feelings clear on that, so I can't really shed any light.
Yeah.
But the apology video, I think by everyone's admission, probably guaranteed the end of the show.
Yeah.
as
Sunk
we
the
knew
ship.
it.
Yeah.
As we knew it.
Yeah.
And honestly, Matisse, it was then over. It was like, we had shows booked. It was just over.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God, it's actually now completely gone. And it was just before the World Cup. It was because I remember going out to the World Cup. I went to Qatar. Amazing place. By the way. Did you go?
I've never been, no.
Unbelievable. I love it. I'm desperate to go.
Really,
It's
yeah?
unbelievable. Brilliant. Best World Cup. I've done a lot of World Cups. Best
Yeah.
World Cup I've ever done.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was in Qatar and basically that was the topic of conversation. You can imagine, can't you?
Yeah.
Lots of people are out there. Lots of people
course.
were. It was just the topic of conversation. And I didn't really know what to say.
Yeah.
But what isn't, here's what I will tell you. There seems to be this misnomer that's put forward, and it's a very malicious one, to say that the club existed prior to the ending.
Like it was pre-planned. and
Yeah, it's a theory that's put forward.
maliciously.
It's a theory that's put forward, and it's completely inaccurate. I give you my word, it is completely inaccurate. Of course, when we were all part of this behemoth show,
Yeah.
we weren't trying to create. It felt untouchable.
Yeah.
As if any of us would have been trying to create a Splinter show, whilst we're on the biggest show, it would be crazy.
Doing the numbers that you were doing with the
as
potential
if.
and the rise.
Yeah,
and,
as if
Yeah.
it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
But that theory has been put forward, and it's a damaging theory because it really paints me, just me, in the most negative light possible. Because it suggests that what the suggestion is that I was going into Chalk Farm every week whilst having these plotting sessions.
Yeah.
Like me and Adam McCullough are having these clandestine little chats. What, in the corridor at the kickoff? What? Like, it just didn't happen.
Yeah,
it really
yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
And I found that was put forward. That was put forward on a show. And as you know, I didn't reply. Don't
Yeah.
get involved. I'm never going to talk on social media or in the comments.
Yeah.
But that I guess kind of hurt because not hurt.
It's-
I'm not
it's-
emotional, right? It didn't
but
hurt.
it's,
but it hurt the way people saw me
Yeah.
because it's basically the worst thing that we could have done. And the facts are we didn't.
Yeah.
Like I give you my word, we didn't.
Yeah.
And you can speak to Boovie
People trying to
independently.
chip at your character, basically. And
Yeah. It's saying that we're saying that we thought about it beforehand, and that just isn't true. The truth is, we thought about it very quickly after.
Because you
and by
needed-
very quickly, by the way, I mean post World Cup.
Yeah.
So I mean within a month, not within a day.
yeah.
I'd say by the January we'd really thought about it. The turn of the year.
Yeah.
Because what were we supposed to do?
You need to replace your income
Yeah,
that
what
you've
were we
just
supposed
lost.
to do? The show's over.
That was no fault of your own.
The show was over.
You needed to replace the income
The
that
show
you'd
was
lost.
over. But the story as to why it was over. Like, people go, I wonder what the real story is. You know the real story.
Yeah.
The story is what you know. Whatever, if I would say to you, so you'd say to me, Rory, what happened?
Yeah.
And I'd tell you.
Yeah.
If I said to you, Matisse, what happened?
Yeah.
You go, oh, no. Okay, what do you think happened? You're right.
Yeah.
What you think happened, the story that is public,
Is exactly
you saw
what
a live
happened.
stream, you saw the story. That is it.
Yeah.
Like nothing major happened behind the scenes. That's just the story.
Yeah.
Then when it was clear that it was over, a conversation was had that involved me, Adam, Elliot, and Boovie. We enjoyed doing live streams. We had something going, and we wanted
Chemistry.
to continue.
Yeah.
So we did.
Yeah.
And that is it. I genuinely don't think that there was any betrayal.
No.
I genuinely don't.
No malicious intent.
People seem to no, certainly no malicious intent. But what seems to be forgotten when people try and present us, Adam, myself, and Boovie, in the most negative of light, when people try and be as snide about us as they can, they seem to ignore why the show ended.
Yeah.
And why we didn't work together anymore.
Yeah.
I stand by that decision.
Yeah.
I stand that level of conversation is always very difficult to rationalize.
Yeah.
So we moved on.
Yeah.
And I've seen Lawrence since.
Oh, I was gonna. Yeah. How's your relationship with Lawrence? Is it?
It's superficially fine.
Okay.
It's superficially fine. We haven't seen each other for a long time. Almost off the back of, I said about a suggestion that we started beforehand.
Yeah.
That is, we didn't.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that it was said that we did.
Yeah, but I guess it became grey for maybe him that you may have done that.
Yeah, look I do. I saw, I think it's a Mark Goldbridge video. The title of the video is Lawrence is the biggest loser.
Yeah, I watched that interview.
Wait, Lawrence is the biggest loser of the situation, not Lawrence is a loser.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, let's make that clear.
Yeah, Lawrence is the biggest loser of the situation.
Absolutely, yeah.
And yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is. Well, he was. I think he's doing very well now. And
he's doing very well.
Doing very well. He's very talented. He will do well.
Absolutely.
But he did obviously have a bad, and he's spoken.
Yeah.
A lot.
He couldn't be in a worse position. Yeah, he couldn't be in a worse position because he's out of his control, but he's right alongside it and he's in the thick of it as it's happening. And obviously everybody knows he's the closest to Brian at that current moment. Whereas you guys, obviously there is a friendship there, like you said.
Yeah.
But again, we bring it back into the real world. People have friends at work. But if that company now collapses through no fault of your own, you do have to go and find a new job.
Lawrence and I were better friends than just work friends, certainly for a time.
Yeah.
Now we're work friends. So
Okay.
we've worked together before.
Yeah.
And I look forward to working with him again.
Oh, that's nice.
But I haven't spoken to, I think we did a lad Bible shoot together.
Yeah.
That's the last time I spoke to him. And I'll probably speak to him again when this goes out, I imagine.
Well, listen, I appreciate the transparency because it's something that a lot of us watched, including myself.
Yeah.
And it's something that obviously we wish that never happened and it could have carried on and flourished and whatnot. And I maybe could have guested on it one day. It was something that I genuinely wanted to be on. I was aspiring to be on as a
it was funny.
young creator.
Do you know?
It's a lot of,
Do you know who said that to me once? And he's obviously so big. Thogden. You know Thogden?
Yeah.
He actually said it to me. He was like, my dream was to be on that show.
Yeah. Sit with you guys.
Gosh, I didn't realise. I'm like, obviously Thogden is huge.
Yeah.
I was like, God, I didn't know that it would be that. I didn't think it would be that. It was a very
Absolutely.
kind thing to say from him and from you.
Absolutely. Honestly, it was massive. Now, this obviously we're going to get to. You've seen a glimpse of it, haven't you? But we're not going to go there yet. We're going to save that for later. We talk about the club now. What's the main difference for you being at the club now to as it was at the kickoff prior? Like what?
Involvement, I think.
Okay.
Involvement. I was never involved at the kickoff.
Yeah.
I was an employee.
Yeah.
I was a freelance employee. I wasn't even an employee. I would do shows when I was free. I would do shows a lot of the time, but I wasn't committed. I have ownership of the club.
Yeah.
I have ownership. So that's a major difference. And there's an elevation of I guess it's professionalism. Not that the kickoff wasn't professional. It was incredibly professional, but it didn't have the infrastructure. Like the professionalism came from the top.
Yeah.
The professionalism came from Brian and Lawrence.
Yeah.
Whereas now the professionalism comes from a team.
Yeah.
It's
A company.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's a sort of difference between Arsenal Fan TV when it started and Arsenal Fan TV now.
Yeah.
There's a team. It's a real business.
Yeah.
And that's what YouTube has become. YouTube has become a real business. And I think it's fantastic. I really do. A lot of the time, mate, people talk about YouTube and they use it in quite a scathing way. Like they'll be quite, oh, he's a YouTuber.
It's dismissive.
Right, dismissive. Yeah, it's a way to cuss someone.
Yeah.
As a YouTuber.
Oh, you're a YouTuber, yeah?
Yeah, I said it's about James Madison. I suppose it is quite
That strap
disrespectful to him,
between
right?
you two was brilliant.
Yeah. But do you know what I'll always do? When people ask me what I do for a living, if I wanted, and remember, I'm now at school gates and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to dads.
Yeah.
They go, what do you do for a living? I will always make a point, and I could spin it, right? I could go radio presenter, couldn't I? If I wanted to.
Football commentator.
I could spin it in
Broadcaster.
any broadcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I passionately say?
YouTube.
Passionately say YouTuber.
Yeah.
Because YouTube changed my life. Like YouTube, it was the creation of my own YouTube channel that changed everything, right? And I see YouTube as a brilliant thing. And if nothing else, this is why it's fantastic. Acting, when I used to be an actor, it wasn't a meritocracy. I'm not saying that I was particularly good. I didn't have a calling to be an actor. I didn't have this calling to take me to the boards. I didn't desperately want to tread the boards of the West End or Broadway. That wasn't who I wanted to earn some money, have a nice life. Right?
Yeah.
But it was an unfair industry. Nepotism, whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah.
YouTube is so fair. It's amazing.
The people in the community decide.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's why you've got, at the very top of the game, you've got a geezer off the St. Raf's estate like Chunks. And it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Because you've got, under no circumstances would that have happened without YouTube.
Yeah.
Under no there is no way that Channel 4 commission a show for the True Geordie. There's no way that Channel 4 commission a show for Chunks. Now they do, because he's proved it.
They're begging.
They're begging now. They love it, and they don't need him.
Yeah.
But this is the beauty of YouTube, because it's fair.
Yeah.
And that is what's so good about it. So no, I'm proudly a YouTuber. And look, the club is now part of a stable.
Yeah.
It's part of a stable, and the professionalism of YouTube, it's why it's going from strength to strength. It's why things are moving the way that they are. And it's also why linear telly is effectively dead. Like, genuinely, do you ever
I don't watch TV.
No, I don't. Mate, I watch Match of the Day, and I reckon I'm the last person
I don't watch Match of the Day.
Do you know?
The highlights are on YouTube.
I reckon I'm the last person
You probably
left who watches Match
You
of
actually
the Day.
wait. Match of the Day 2 as well?
I often watch it in the morning.
Okay,
I
yeah.
watch the Sunday morning.
Yeah, the
'cause I'm up
rerun.
with my baby, I put it on.
Makes sense.
But I have Match of the Day on, but I don't think I've watched a TV show, apart from Match of the Day, for 15 years.
But Match of the Day used to be a staple for me.
Mate,
If I missed Match of the Day, I'd be
I used to watch
kicking
Casualty.
off.
I used to watch everything.
EastEnders I was watching.
I used to watch EastEnders. I used to watch Casualty. I used to watch everything.
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, mate, I've Channel 4 in the morning.
Simpsons,
cheers.
Family Guy.
Yeah,
I used to
mate,
watch
I don't
TV.
Watch anything.
I don't
now,
watch,
I put Netflix on every evening
Yeah.
or whatever. I'm watching a great thing at the moment.
Yeah.
It's called Friends.
Is it a series or a film?
Yeah, series.
Okay.
It's a series. It's a
Don't think
brilliant
I've-
series for friends. For my friends and neighbours. Very good on
Friends and Neighbours,
Apple
okay.
Telly, right?
Okay.
Yeah, very good. But that's why I watch telly now.
Yeah, yeah.
Apart from Match of the Day.
Yeah.
The reason that linear telly is over, the reason why David Dickinson's Real Deal is finished, it's you.
Yeah.
It's KSI.
Yeah,
It's
YouTube.
Bazinga.
Yeah.
It's over. And it's actually amazing. It's actually amazing the way that it's gone.
Yeah.
Because obviously I've got a lot of friends from TV, and I feel sorry for them. Their industries have effectively dried up. But you think it's given it to us.
Yeah.
It's a truly unbelievable thing. And that's why you're seeing a professionalism of YouTube, which is why
And production.
the Fella Studios
Yeah.
is such a force.
Yeah.
And has just had the news that it's had
Yeah.
regarding global. So no, to be a very small part of Cal Freezy's brilliance is great.
Yeah. And obviously the club, I remember that billboard that went up in Leicester Square.
Mate, that
you
meant the
think
world to
about,
me.
yeah. Because
That was the
obviously
biggest thing that's ever happened in my life.
Spin that to when you was on
Mate.
the sign before with the
Mate.
music video. I mean,
That
full
was-
circle moment, right?
That when it was up, I went down with my mum and nan as well. When it was up in Leicester Square, it was absolutely, like, it's funny, isn't it? Like, it doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't really mean anything.
I think it does.
Well, you
though.
don't. Do you know what? It was.
But I've never had this moment, so maybe, you know.
No, it means everything to your heart.
Yeah.
It means everything for you. But it doesn't. I don't think it leads to viewers. I don't
No.
think it leads to anything. It's just a fantastic photo. But to me, honestly, it meant so much. A lot of auditions when you're an actor, they happen in Leicester Square.
Yeah.
Right? They had Leicester Place. There's a place called Spotlight. Every actor, anyone that's ever been an actor for 1 minute or for a lifetime, they've been to Spotlight. It's that area is so sort of, it means so much to me.
Yeah.
The West End of London, right?
Yeah.
It's somewhere
Heart
I've gone
of
all the
London.
time. Yeah, my nan used to work like the other side, the Savile Row side. And I used to always go over. She used to sell sandwiches, my nan. She used to like make sandwiches at home and take them all to the offices.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all around Savile Row. I used to go with her. So when I got that billboard up, oh mate, it was honestly, do you know just those moments that you get sometimes?
Yeah.
I've had it a few times, you know, and you're just like,
Pinch yourself.
oh God. Yeah. And that, I don't think, look, Boovie, I've never had a conversation with him about it. I think it would have meant a lot to him, but I've never really known him say that was like one of the best things that's ever happened to him in his life.
Yeah.
I think he might, if it was a Bristol equivalent.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I think it would.
Yeah.
He's very proud Bristolian.
Yeah.
But for me, it was like, honestly, probably like the top 3 things of my life.
Sometimes-
it's my pinned Twitter. It's my pinned.
Oh, really?
It's my top of my pinned thing on Twitter.
But sometimes you can be proud because you know it's making your family members, and
Yeah.
the ones close to you proud.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm on Sky, my dream is YouTube. I love going on Sky.
Yeah.
I love going on TalkSport.
Yeah.
But my dream is YouTube. This is my end goal, what I'm doing right now on my channel.
Yeah.
But I know my mum probably sees the mainstream stuff and my grandparents see the mainstream stuff and they're prouder of that because that means more to them than YouTube because that's their era.
When I try and explain to my dad what I do for a living,
right?
And like I say, I've got a very good relationship with him now, right? Good man now. He doesn't really know what I do for a living. Can't quite get his head around it.
Yeah.
You got to think, he's pushing 70, he's Irish, he doesn't really have YouTube. It's not his thing, right? If he hears me on the radio, he goes mental. He goes mental. He sent me a thing through the other day. Someone had obviously sent him a clip of me. I think it was a Rossini clip.
Yeah.
He sent me it and wrote underneath, "Is this you?" It's like, what?
You don't recognise me?
I was like, mate, you obviously, because I'm sitting there with headphones on.
Yeah.
I don't think he's clocked that it was me.
Yeah. It's
It's
foreign to him that you're
he's
on
like, why are you
there? Yeah.
But when he hears me on the radio,
Yeah.
because if he's on a site,
Yeah.
they'll have the football on, they'll have the TalkSport on. So if he hears me, he's like, can't believe it.
Yeah.
Absolutely can't believe it.
With the club as well, you're saying about the ownership of, partly your ownership, but also partly fellas.
Yeah.
Right? We used to watch you on Internet Dads all the time.
Did you?
With you and Spencer.
Yeah, it was good
that
fun,
was
that.
brilliant.
Yeah.
I loved it. Even though I'm not a dad, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Thank
I
you,
was
yeah.
actually just listening because I just
me and him
enjoyed
arguing.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
arguing, and like you said, you got very strong opinions on life and how your kids should be schooled. Like it was just fascinating to kind of actually understand the methodology to Rory a lot more. Whereas it's not just he's got strong opinions on football and like he's got strong opinions on loads of stuff, and that's how he's regimented, right? But does that pressure with being under the fellas, does that ever come to you guys' mind with the club in terms of the longevity of it? How long will you be doing it together?
Far from it. No, there's no real pressure. There's no pressure at all from the fellas. If anything, they're the release valve.
Okay.
The pressure that I would sometimes find on the kickoff, it wasn't really my problem. But the pressure that you would find is when they were looking for a brand deal. The pressure was when they're trying to keep the lights on.
Okay.
You know, they want to do the show. They want to have it to the spec. They want to get Roving in, who does a brilliant roving camera. They want to pay for it.
Yes,
but they don't got a brand.
Yeah.
That pressure would kind of be
present in the room. You feel it in the atmosphere.
Now, the fellas are a complete release valve. Right this minute.
Yeah.
They could, I don't know. I'm not doing it. I'm here with you. I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
But somebody is potentially having a conversation about our World Cup coverage.
Yeah.
They're selling that.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
It's a release valve. It's not a pressure at all.
You can purely focus on just being the content creator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just turn up. This is, you know, sometimes you haven't got the bandwidth to deal with everything. For the club, it's the least pressured because all we'd really do is turn up, give our opinions on football and leave.
Yeah.
And then hand over the reins to the producer of the show, hand over the who is focused on the content, making sure that stuff, I don't upload.
Yeah.
In terms of getting a brand deal, you know, we were very fortunate earlier this year. We had a brand. I didn't secure that deal.
Yeah.
I felt the benefits of it, but I didn't secure. No.
Yeah.
If anything, it's far less pressurized.
Yeah.
Our pressure would be viewership, I guess. But again, I don't really see that as a pressure. You have to just hope, don't you, that you put out interesting, engaging content and people will watch it.
Yeah.
This is what we're all doing, right?
Exactly. One thing that I've clocked as well, obviously, you had a poker show on the True Geordie channel that I think you was a part of. And now I see you do poker tournament and you love poker.
In my head.
And then you also spoke about maybe your dad's prime, maybe potential gambling problems and stuff like that. But then I see that you're clearly very good at poker. And is that like a dopamine rush for you?
Oh, mate, I love
is that a gamble for you? Or is that like, do you play within your means? Are you a bit risky? Like,
No. I do you know what? My mum, when I started playing poker, my mum couldn't believe it because obviously she was aware of my dad. And my dad will openly admit, I think, that the gambling cost him his marriage and everything really.
Yeah.
But my mum, when I started playing poker, and obviously I started playing it, I remember it really well. I didn't play at all. Now, poker is I love it, mate. It's such an amazing game. The buzz that I get, I don't buzz around almost anything the way that I did when I was young.
Yeah.
Because you're older, right?
Yeah.
Young people make a racket. Young people
young
people. Like, when I was 25 at Stamford Bridge, I did my bit.
Yeah.
I can safely say, and anyone who went to football,
you sung.
They know. And I let off a lot of smoke bombs went up because of me. A lot of banners were made because I know that I've done my bit, right?
Yeah.
But now it's the 25-year-old's turn. If you're 25 going over the bridge, it's up to you.
Yeah.
The buzz doesn't hit me the way... The feelings I felt in Munich, I don't think I'll ever feel again. I didn't feel it in Porto. I didn't go to Porto.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about why. But you can use your imagination, right? I didn't go to Porto. But winning the European Cup's amazing. Of course it is. But
It'll never
Munich
feel
was
as mad as the
different.
first
Munich
time.
was different.
Yeah,
right. Munich
yeah.
was different.
Yeah. And I've been on a show where you've described it and you were there.
Yeah.
And we did the rematch
Munich
together.
was
so yeah.
different.
Yeah.
And Munich is one of the
Can't
best nights of my
replicate
life. I mean,
With that group.
some of those moments that we had, like going to Liverpool when we had that rivalry with them, 07, 08, just unbelievable feelings, right? Visceral, aggressive, passionate. Mate, I've got 2 children. Of course I can't. As if I'm going to be like that, but like I can't. Going mental. Do you know where I can be like at poker? Do you know, like my heart beats in a way that it just doesn't.
It's a trip for you, isn't it? You go away.
We go away. We're very lucky. Yeah, we're very lucky. It's an amazing game. It's a game of skill. I don't see it as a gamble. But there's an element of gambling to it. There's an element of gamble. Of course there is.
Yeah.
But it's a skill game. What it isn't, roulette is a gamble.
Yeah.
Red or black is a gamble.
Yeah.
Right? Who knows? Horses, for me, not for everyone, horses for me, it's a gamble.
Yeah.
I like the name. He rides in blue. I'm a Chelsea fan, him.
Yeah.
Right? That's a gamble.
Yeah.
Poker is a skill game. And it's an amazing game. But yeah, you're right. Adam and I, and Adam McCullough is completely, he would echo everything I've said here.
Yeah.
You know, before I made a real point of not speaking for people.
Yeah.
Here I speak for someone.
Yeah.
He's with me on this.
Yeah.
Poker, 100%. Completely and utterly devoted. And we're very lucky to have the relationship with poker stars that we do. But yeah, we got into it via
that. Okay, right. That's where it started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what happened was we loved it immediately. Yeah. We loved it.
Did you learn to play it then on that show? Yeah, you did.
You know what
guys
happened?
were,
I remember, this is going back to the hunger.
Yeah.
I actually remember a message went in the group and it was like, does anyone play poker? And I didn't. And I remember reading that message and knowing that it meant work. It wasn't like so random.
Yeah.
Like,
I've had
does anyone play poker? I was like, yes, absolutely. Of course I do. Didn't.
Yeah.
But one of my good mates works in poker. I was like, mate, you need to teach me how to play poker like now. Like, I don't need to be good, but I need to blag it.
You need to blag it. Yeah.
And this would have been like 5 years ago now. And honestly, it is the best. It's my favourite thing to do.
Yeah.
It's my favourite. Honestly, it's such a great game.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm glad I brought it up then.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I knew it was a big part of your, not a big part, but it was a part of your life now that you enjoy.
I
can see that you make time for it and you go and do it and you go away.
It's also a very glamorous game.
Yeah.
Right? So you get to go to, it's invariably in nice places.
Yeah.
With nice people. I like nice things, man.
Yeah.
But this is going back to the thing when I was young.
Yeah.
I've always liked nice hotels. I've always liked nice restaurants.
Heathrow Terminal 5.
Always.
Yeah. Never really, not Stansted.
I'm not going to Stansted.
Come on,
I'm
Rory,
a Terminal 5 man. You know it. I'm a Terminal 5 man.
Yeah.
Mate, if Terminal 5 don't fly, then I'm not going. Yeah.
I remember you saying that, bursting out laughing.
Yeah, I'm not going.
Yeah.
Do you know, I'm
you love the finer things.
Yeah, I do, and I always have. And
even though I know you're partly joking on the green tea, I was like, I'm getting the green tea that he wants.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. But no, I love. Do you play poker?
I don't. No.
It is a thing. That's my favourite kind of person to play against.
Bring your wallet. People that have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. When you said before, because I remember when you said before, when you was looking for employment, you was like, I don't really have a craft or I don't like have anything to put on my CV on LinkedIn. I was like, but you're clever, clearly, because you could play poker. In my opinion, that's how I see it. Like,
I'm not a good poker
not be smart.
I'm a good poker player compared to you, who doesn't play.
Who doesn't know,
but I'm not a skilled poker player.
Okay, yeah.
I've had some luck.
Yeah.
But I'm not a skilled poker player, but I do love it and I try hard. But yeah, that was a horrible moment. That what you mentioned there, I remember that. That would have been just after Clementine was born. No, do you know what? It would have been lockdown. I went onto LinkedIn to I don't know what people do on there, really. I honestly don't. And I was like, okay, right, let's get a job on LinkedIn. And you click a thing and it goes like, what are you? All of these things, right? Like, none of them. I don't really know. Like, I don't.
You're advertising yourself.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of OnlyFans.
Yeah.
You got clothes on.
Yeah.
But you are effectively selling yourself on LinkedIn.
Yeah. That's a nutty thing, isn't it? That OnlyFans. Isn't it?
It's mental. You're selling yourself on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
You're literally saying, this is what I do.
You have to be selling yourself to someone, right?
Yeah.
You have to have like an end user in mind. I was like, I don't know what I do. I honestly don't know what I do. How on earth can you be an opinion on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
How on earth can you do that? I speak passionately about, I love football. I love football from day dot. Can you give me a job? It's not really a job, is it?
And this is when Bearded Rory arrives.
That's on Rolly Way Estate.
Is that the time? That period of life where bearded Rory is in?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
That's on Rolly Way Estate. Oh my God. Do you know that estate? Have you seen that?
No, I've not.
It's an amazing.
I don't think so.
If you're into like the brutalist architecture of London, there's I think it's officially called the Alexandra Estate.
Yeah.
And it goes right down from Swiss Cottage down into Kilburn. And if you get a train out of Euston, it goes past. You look out the window, it looks like you're going past a football stadium.
Okay.
Lots of filming's done on it.
Okay.
And it's right by where I live, Abbey Road.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was a period where I was obviously going for a run and ran through the estate and took a picture.
Yeah.
That was a hard time. That COVID time.
Yeah.
Do you know why it was so hard as well? Because I just got in with a kick. It was kind of going well.
Yeah.
And then it was over.
Then it was over.
And then it was over.
It's almost like you just can't catch a break.
Yeah, it's over. And then I was back. We lived in a little flat. My wife's not from London. She's from up north.
Yeah.
We went up there with a baby just for some room. And that's when I actually remember being on LinkedIn up there.
And speaking of...
Go on. Yeah,
surely one of the most important people in your life.
Do you know what I nearly bought?
She's been... I've been listening to you talk. She's been, throughout that whole story, she has been prevalent there every single step of the way.
Mate.
Must be.
Do you know I nearly bought that picture? You know when you did show and tell?
Yeah.
I nearly bought that. I've got it in a frame, but it's too big.
Yeah.
The thing I wanted to bring as well was lampard, but I couldn't get it off the wall. I
Yeah.
couldn't get it off the wall. It's drilled in.
The signed one.
It's drilled in.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
You can't put into words how important she is to you.
Mate, you just have to, if you pick, when you get married, if you fall in love with the right person, everything will be fine.
Yeah.
Like, sensible, accepts my flaws, but equally evens them out a bit.
Yeah.
A motivator, standards as well.
Yeah.
Make sure, she's an amazing woman. I'm incredibly lucky. And so is she, obviously.
You're wearing gold, Rory. You're wearing gold.
Yeah, mate.
That's brilliant, man. That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's velvet and all.
You wouldn't have it any other way, would you?
It was velvet. Yeah. Yeah, gold velvet.
He likes
suit.
the finer things in life, and as you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah. No, do you know if you trace it all back, like for me, the defining moment was actually when Clementine was born. That's when I changed. But really it was getting married.
Yeah.
That was the awakening.
Yeah.
But that's when it really happened. You get married, suddenly you have to not be mental.
Yeah.
Don't be an idiot. Don't.
You got to go to work, Mr.
Mate,
Football.
Whatever you do, don't be him.
Putting those two photos side by side is bonkers.
Yeah, don't be him swanning about like that. Would have been. There was a nightclub. It was a day club called Fuse on Brick Lane. It was all that like when Deep House was really in. It was like that deep vocal house.
Yeah,
really in Benediction and all that hot creations they were called. That was that.
Yeah.
Brick Lane on a Sunday. Let's get over Brick Lane at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock daytime. Sunglasses. It's like. Is that the best way you're going to spend the time? Bearing in mind it's Saturday. You haven't been to bed yet from Saturday.
But you're young. You're living. How old are you in that picture?
I'd have been about 23, 24.
Yeah, you're living. You're in your 20s. You've got to go for it.
Yeah. Be him. Don't be him.
You've been
get
both.
married to the right girl.
That's the journey, I guess. Yeah. We're going to finish up on this one because you have responsibilities. You got to go and do the school run. But this is an iconic photo that if I don't bring to the table and ask you, what on earth is going on here with Ice Cube, of all people?
Mate, isn't that funny?
I would be wrong. You know what I mean?
There's an account that I followed who basically, he puts out some big tweets.
Yeah.
Puts out some really funny tweets. Like he predicted that Jeremy Frimpong was going to play right wing against. It's like an amazing prediction.
Yeah.
It's like Jeremy Frimpong was going to play for Liverpool, right wing, off the back of them signing Eclectic now. And he put that tweet out ages ago. And then the tweet, it happened. And he celebrates it with that. Every time he celebrates it with that. I've never seen views like it. And do you know you can ask Grok?
Yeah.
Everyone comments, like all Americans and that. They're like, who's the white kid?
That's your viral picture, isn't it? It's like, Vuj, where he's got when he was a kid.
Yeah, and Adam McCullough's got one. Do you know when he's asleep on Jesus? It looks like he's asleep on Jesus.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one for me.
What's going on there?
Well, I've always loved him. Right?
Yeah.
I've always that era of music, like whether it's music here, like the garage scene here, meant a lot to me. But equally, that scene of that vision of hip hop was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
I worked on a show called Chris Moyle's Quiz Night. Not a good show, not a good job for me. I didn't enjoy it. But it used to have amazing guests.
Yeah.
Including, like, you weren't allowed to do that. You weren't allowed.
Because
But we had great guests. We had Britney Spears was on. We like genuine icons, right? Britney Spears, whoever else. And you weren't allowed to do that. And I never did.
Leave them alone. And
I never did.
Yeah.
But he was in the room and I was like, all bets are off.
I'll get five.
Like, I'll get five. Yeah. And he was sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was sound. He was like, he was very generous. I went back to, mate, I spent a bit of time with him.
Yeah. They say never meet your heroes, but mate, that one was, legit.
Yeah. Mate, on the way home, they put you in a car home.
Yeah.
I was sick. That's
Really?
how good the night was.
Really?
Yeah, I was sick. I was driving home. I had to go to a cab driver, mate, you're going to have to pull over. Drunk way more whiskey.
Because otherwise...
drunk way more whiskey than I should have done.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, we're coming to a close, but you've had an incredible story.
Not quite the fireworks. See, this is what I was worried about, Matisse.
Bro, no, it is.
Off the back of, I honestly think.
Okay, well, when...
The podcast, everybody will have watched it, right? The podcast you did with Troopz.
Yeah, but that's not the only way it can be.
No, true. It can be calmer.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think your story and my story alongside your story and how we've got to this point, I think it's fantastic.
I agree.
I think it's an incredible demonstration of, starting point for me, starting point for you, to where we are now, to be able to have a couple of hours conversation, which has been brilliant. You do Rory Jennings' show on TalkSport, which is that is ridiculous,
means the world to me,
right? To have your own show in lights, the name right there.
Yeah. Also, TalkSport is one of those things that meant so much when I was young.
Yeah. I used to listen in the car because you couldn't watch it, or you go into grandma's house, you can't watch the football at 3:00, blackout. So you're listening on TalkSport. They're giving you the goal updates and stuff.
Adrian Durham and Goffey and like Mike Harry,
Alan Brazil,
all the time.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's a pinch me moment. You know, when I go into TalkSport and I'm like, oh wow.
And with your pass and you just flash in. Yeah, it's not bad, is it?
No, it's amazing. We're very lucky.
What's the future plans for Rory on YouTube?
Mate, I genuinely don't know. Hopefully, I like doing more. I like the collab stuff. I like the conversation. I like doing that, and that's why I'm really happy with the studio. But no, I don't have any kind of grand plans. I never have. I've always adopted a smile, don't nick anything, hope for the best, and probably be all right.
Yeah.
So no, that's be more of the same, I hope.
Yeah, one moment to the next. Yeah. Last question I always ask people, what do you want to be remembered for?
Yeah, do you know, I was thinking about this. I don't know if I do. I don't know if I have that burning ambition, that burning desire for legacy. I don't necessarily think I do want to be remembered. I'd like the people who love me to remember me.
Yeah.
I'd like the people who enjoy my content to like me and remember me. But you know that some people have that, don't they? Like they need to leave their mark on the world. I don't. I love my children. I love my football team.
Yeah.
I love my mum and nan and my wife.
Yeah.
I like to think I'm a good friend, and I'd like those people to love me.
Yeah.
But mate, the idea of making a mark on the world, I don't feel like I have to do that. I have to leave a mark on the people that are close to me. But no. Legacy. My legacy are my two children.
Yeah. And loafers and pink shorts
and the odd rant.
And polos.
Yeah. I like a polo. Yeah, you are right. I like a polo shirt. I like short shorts.
Yeah.
I like the Costa del Sol and kombucha.
Yeah, there we go. Bro, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for your time.
Anytime.
You're incredibly busy, loads of commitments, and it's been a pleasure. People, I hope you've enjoyed, and we're gonna have some green tea. See you guys.